What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 5 So, Chapter 126, Scared Sarutobi Hiruzen to come quickly. 4. Subscribe. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force point plus 9999. Ding. The loading point is automatically assigned, A-level Fengli body flicker technique plus 9999. Ding. A-level Fengli body flicker technique, 68,639 tenths.0000. The experience is not full, please host hard to pretend and upgrade the ability. 35. 66.99. After coming out of the sealed space, a prompt sound from the system sounded in Uchiha Qiye's ear immediately. A careless. He accidentally earned nearly 10,000 pretending points. Let his A-level Fengli body flicker technique be a step further from the S level. You guys, are you looking for death? In the sealed space for a long time, in fact, it was only a few seconds, but as soon as he came out, several Anbu put the knife on his neck. His eyes swept over these people coldly, said, Uchiha Qiye, you contact Nine Tails Jinchuriki without authorization. This is not allowed, please come with us to see Lord Hokage. Several Anbu bear the pressure of Uchiha Qiye's pair of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and try to speak in a calm tone, but under these eyes, they still tremble when they speak. The pressure is too much. They only felt that what was in front of them was not a 5-year-old child at all, but a monster. Even if it's just a glance. Still let them retreat. Stop, big brother, he did this only after getting Kushina's consent. Namikaze Minato stood up and spoke. The other party handed him a precious Rasengan, how could he not protect Uchiha Qiye? Namikaze Minato, this is our mission. Anbu said coldly. It seems that I haven't been in Konoha for a while, Konoha probably has almost forgotten my strength. Uchiha Qiye said coldly. Glancing at these people, it was like looking at a group of ants. These people, no interest in him at all. But, the other party dared to put the knife on his neck, he Uchiha Qiye should not be ashamed. And many more. Just when Uchiha Qiye was about to make his move, a loud shout came from a distance, which also made the movement in Uchiha Qiye's hand stop, and his eyes looked in the direction where the voice came from. Soon, a figure appeared extremely quickly in front of Uchiha Qiye and others. Lord Hokage, Uchiha Qiye touched the Nine Tails pillar without authorization. Enough, I already know about this, put down your weapons and aim them at your own people in the village, what are you doing? Sarutobi Hiruzen said angrily. Advertisement. Yes. Hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, Anbu also put down his weapon in unison. They are Anbu. Direct reports of Hokage. If they hesitated, then their Anbu probably wouldn't need to exist. After all, Anbu doesn't even listen to Hokage's orders, what's the use of such direct subordinates? Disappoint others. Uchiha Qiye sighed heavily. I originally planned to let you go to the ninja hospital for half a year. You were lucky. His words were very wild. This made Anbu glared uncontrollably. But, after their eyes met Uchiha Qiye, they subconsciously took 2 steps back. Afraid. Fear. The other party's eyes are too terrifying. Qiye, we are all from the same village, how can we do something to our own family? Don't do this again in the future. Sarutobi Hiruzen said slowly, also in a kind tone. At the same time, he also noticed the strength of Uchiha Qiye. That look, even he felt a full sense of threat. Has this child's strength reached this level? What a terrible talent, will this old man still be able to suppress this child in the future? 35. Sarutobi Hiruzen asked involuntarily. Results. Often there is only one. He Sarutobi Hiruzen, it is impossible to hold down each other. As a person from that era, he has seen 2 ninjas who were once at the peak of the ninja world. Senju Hashirama is because he is a disciple of Senju Tobirama, so he met many times, and Uchiha Madara, it was the battle with Senju Hashirama after the other party returned to Konoha. Even if it is very far away, that fight, really shakes the ground. Even though he was in Konoha, he still felt the great power of these 2. And Uchiha Qiye, the talent he possesses is far above those 2. Advertisement. The opponent grows up, he couldn't hold back the opponent at all. Whether it is Senju Hashirama or Uchiha Madara, the power of these 2 people is no longer comparable to that of human beings. It is simply the power of God. Konoha village is strong, but, if you want to really go up against a level of powerhouse like Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, Konoha village is afraid that it will fall in an instant. Lord Hokage, I am a good person, how could I do such a thing? You were right. 39. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. Sarutobi Hiruzen, 6695. I believe in you so much, I saw the tone of voice you spoke just now, and I wished you could beat all these people directly and send them all to the ninja hospital to lie down for the first half of the year. Are you still here telling me that you were a good person? Let's not talk about it. Sarutobi Hiruzen rubbed his forehead, he didn't come here because of this trivial matter. He was using the telescope technique to take a look at the landscape. But, suddenly, he saw Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Qiye, so he watched. After, when he saw that Uchiha Qiye shot Uzumaki Kushina, he panicked, and then ran directly from the Hokage building to this side. The distance is far, but the speed of a ninja is comparable to that of ordinary people? Especially when he rushed over with all his strength, it took more than 30 seconds to arrive. The old man asks you, What did you do to Kushina with your Mangekyo Sharingan just now? 2.9 Sarutobi Hiruzen's tone was also heavy. The people of the Uchiha clan relieved Nine Tails Jinchuriki, which is a very serious problem. He just saw that there was no Nine Tails Jinchuriki runaway. Otherwise, he estimated that the first time he arrived, he shot Uchiha Qiye. There are very few people who have seen Uchiha Qiye Mangekyo Sharingan. What he didn't know was, P.S. Last Friday's 4th update, also on Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. I just had a happy exchange with Nine Tails and Uchiha Qiye smiled and said, that's right, how can such a subtle change be found? The Mangekyo Sharingan, in Uchiha Kai's eyes has already reached the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Chapter 127. Uzumaki Kushina in Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Open black lens bracket 5 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. Don't worry, Lord Hokage, I didn't do anything special, just a mere 9 tails, so it's not enough for me to covet. Uchiha Qiye also explained after seeing the change in Sarutobi Hiruzen's face. This. Not only was Sarutobi Hiruzen speechless, but other people around him were equally speechless. Good guy. Tailed beast, 9 tails is a tailed beast. In your eyes, it's actually just a 9 tails, isn't it too disrespectful to tailed beasts? But, think of Uchiha Kai's record, dried a tailed beast. Even 1 tail. That's also a tailed beast, that Kushina? Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Uzumaki Kushina, who was still silent, and asked. In this case, he is not sure what is going on. Could it be controlled by Uchiha Qiye with Mangekyo Sharingan? But, listen to the tone of the other party's words just now. Never mind. 80% probably not. Wait a minute, my younger brother and sister 14 should be communicating with 9 tails now. Don't worry, there is nothing to do. I have already told 9 tails, and nothing will happen. If nothing else, it should be a happy event. Uchiha Qiye smiled mysteriously and said. This. It made everyone around him speechless. You are so funny. Speak clearly if you have the ability. This is half a sentence, half a sentence. Don't you know how many of these people generally don't end well? Brother and sister. After Sarutobi Hiruzen noticed the words in Uchiha Kai's words, he couldn't help but look at Uchiha Qiye, Namikaze Minato, and Uzumaki Kushina. Can't help it, he was lost in thought. Minato, what's going on? You are older than the other party, shouldn't you be the eldest brother? Advertisement. Why did you become someone's younger brother in such a short time? He was full of question marks, but, still no answer. What exactly happened in this, he couldn't guess. And this time, there is movement in Uzumaki Kushina. Sudden. A powerful chakra emerged from Uzumaki Kushina's body. The golden chakra instantly wraps Uzumaki Kushina's whole body, and instantly wraps her into a little golden figure. Good guy, golden legend. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but raised his brows. Then, in their eyes, Uzumaki Kushina has changed. 9 tails chakra wraps Uzumaki Kushina's whole body, turning her body into golden color. At the same time, she has multiple rows of hooks and special marks on her body, and a very powerful breath emanates from Uzumaki Kushina's body. Powerful. This should be the first feeling that comes face to face. Cage level pinnacle. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened, and in shock, he couldn't help but ignore the pipe in his hand, and it fell to the ground with a clatter. He is at the moment. I don't have the mood to pay attention to these things anymore. Because, everything in front of him has already shocked him. I feel so strong now. Uzumaki Kushina opened his eyes, looked at his own changes, and couldn't help but say. The 9 tails in her body are whole 9 tails, not a half 9 tails at the time of Uzumaki Naruto, even if it was just a chakra, but it has already made Uzumaki Kushina reach the cage level ultimate. And this? It's just a 9 tails chakra. If Uzumaki Kushina has some strong ninjutsu cooperation, it is estimated that it will not be a problem to break out beyond cage level strength. Not Kurama mode, but 9 tails chakra mode. It seems that 9 tails has not recognized you yet, brother and sister. Uchiha Qiye looked at Uzumaki Kushina and sighed with emotion. That's 9 tails. It is said that when Sage of 6 Paths divides chakra, it is 1 tails, 9 tails, 2 tails, 9 tails, 3 tails, 9 tails. This has been divided into 9 tails. So, the chakra of 9 tails can be said to be the most among the tailed beasts, and also the most outrageous. Although this rumor has some weird, but it's almost the same. Advertisement. The strength of 9 tails is indeed the strongest among the tailed beasts. Especially now that it is not divided into yin 9 tails and yang 9 tails. Complete 9 tails. As long as he is willing to recognize Uzumaki Kushina, then Uzumaki Kushina can directly enter the Kurama mode, and use the chakra of 9 tails at will. In that state, it is the perfect Jinchuriki, just like. Same with 8 tails Killer Bee. The current Uzumaki Kushina can only be said to be the state of 9 tails chakra obtained after Naruto's tug of war. True Kurama mode, as long as Jinchuriki is qualified. It's not a problem to burst out with super cage level strength. After all, the chakra at 9 tails is simply too much. That chakra is behind it as an energy source, even if it is only attacked with Tailed Beast Bomb, few people in the entire ninja world can stop it. Qiye, you mean, this is not the final state? Uzumaki Kushina was overjoyed after gaining such a powerful power, but when she heard Uchiha Kai's words, she couldn't help but hesitated and asked. You are only Nine Tails Chakra mode, and you only use the power of Nine Tails Chakra. To say it is strong, but it's not really perfect. 730 Uchiha Qiye shook his head and said, then, the Kurama mode you said, how can we achieve it? Uzumaki Kushina asked. She also wanted to know how to get the Kurama mode that the other side spoke of. Not just her. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Namikaze Minato, and the surrounding Anbu couldn't help but set their eyes on Uchiha Qiye. Although they didn't speak, their eyes had already explained everything. They, too, want to know. Wait until you and Nine Tails understand each other, completely untie the 8-sign seal, and let Jinchuriki and the tailed beast become one. In this way, it is the perfect Jinchuriki. Only in the state of perfect Jinchuriki can you unleash the full power of Nine Tails. In the end, your state is just a prototype. Uchiha Qiye glanced at Uzumaki Kushina's Nine Tails Chakra mode and said slowly. After all, that made Naruto the perfect Jinchuriki. And Naruto wanted to enter that state because Nine Tails really encountered a crisis, and if he didn't recognize Naruto, he might really have to return to Ten Tails' body. Naruto's various behaviors in the front can be regarded as slightly recognized by him. This. P.S. Last Friday's 5th update, still on, Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. He could also understand Kurama. Years of hatred can't be resolved with just a few words. Chapter 128. What? You stole my crystals while I was not in Konoha? 1. Subscribe. After Uchiha Qiye said something to Uzumaki Kushina, he left. Kurama mode. Whether Uzumaki Kushina can really be turned on depends on whether Uzumaki Kushina really has the eloquence of Uzumaki Naruto to persuade Kurama. The reason why he helped Uzumaki Kushina, actually. It's just to think about it from the direction of the Uchiha clan. He's just planning something for the future, because of his presence. And what he did, really changed a lot of things. So, before that, he had already decided that he would not go to Tsunade until the Third Ninja War started. The reason is, the cause of the Third Ninja World War was caused by the disappearance of Third Kage, which evolved into the Third Ninja World War, and the disappearance of Third Kage was caused by the personal actions of Sasori. That's it. He felt that there was no need to change all of this for the time being. The reason why Namikaze Minato was able to become the top 4 Hokage, most of which is because he made too much credit in the Third Ninja War. In addition, Third Hokage is responsible for the Konoha shinobi who died in the war, and there is pressure from the top to be forced to abdicate. Among all, he fell in love with his disciple, Namikaze Minato. After all, it is someone of his own line, and the position of Hokage is in the hands of Namikaze Minato. And Namikaze Minato, it is also the person that Uchiha Qiye is optimistic about. In order to make the opponent have a higher chance of becoming the Hokage position, and to prevent Uchiha Obito from becoming a pawn of Uchiha Madara in the future, and shot when Uzumaki Kushina gave birth. So, he made such preparations. At least, let Uzumaki Kushina have the ability to protect himself. The seat of Hokage. Only when Namikaze Minato, a commoner who is not hostile to the Uchiha clan, sits in that position, can he ensure the safety of the Uchiha clan even more. After things are resolved, Uchiha Qiye just walked around to digest his stomach. However, he was walking and was caught by someone. Night. Sunset home. Advertisement as the plate cover on the dining table was opened, streaks of golden light shot out directly from the plate. Gold. Golden legend. This effect. Only the meals made by Uchiha Qiye can have such special effects. The Yui Mako family's eyes were all on the dishes on the plate, and their saliva was drooling. After saying, I'm starting, they picked up their chopsticks and stretched out towards the food on the plate. Food entrance. In an instant, everyone fell into a food fantasy. So delicious. This was the only thought they had after tasting the food made by Uchiha Qiye himself. Hey, Uchiha Qiye looked at the family, not knowing what to say. Yes, after saying goodbye to Namikaze Minato, Uzumaki Kushina, etc., he wanted to walk and digest, but he was caught by Yui Mahone, and then they talked about it together. Finally, he was brought over, and he even went to cook for Huyu's cook. So this scene appeared. After eating, Yui Mako's family is very satisfied. This kind of craftsmanship, even if they eat it every day, will not get tired, not to mention, it has been a long time since they last tried Uchiha Kai's cooking craftsmanship. Taste it now. Of course you want a big meal. Uncle Zhenheng, I can go back now. Uchiha Qiye put down his tableware and said, it's time for you to change your mind. Yuri Zhenheng frowned and said. The other party's words also made Uchiha Qiye frown, and he couldn't help but type a few question marks to express his doubts. Change your mouth? Change what? He doesn't understand at all? You should call me father-in-law now, understand? Yui Jinheng looked at Uchiha Kai's puzzled look, and he also said. What? Advertisement this time? Uchiha Qiye was completely dumbfounded. What the hell? What do you call your father-in-law? He and Hong Yuhi are really just classmates, and they have nothing to do with one dime. Brother Qiye, I will be a good wife in the future. On the side, after hearing this, Kurenai Yuhi also blushed and said shyly. It made Uchiha Qiye feel even more inexplicable. Who is special to explain? Did he lose some important memory? Why did it suddenly become like this? Wait, Uncle Red, although I am a very good person, I am still a 5-year-old child, please don't just stuff your daughter into me like this, okay? I'm not a copper alchemist, Uchiha Qiye said loudly. Could it be that your parents haven't told you yet? These words made Yuhi Zhenheng look suddenly enlightened and asked. Say what? Uchiha Qiye asked in confusion. Could it be that there is something else that has to do with his parents? Actually, a month ago, I went to meet with your parents and then discussed the matter between you and the little girl. Your parents welcomed it very much and agreed, so. And many more. Uchiha Qiye interrupted Yuhimeko with a loud voice. Although the other party has not finished speaking. But, he seemed to understand. Zhao Hao, you mean, you went to propose to my parents? After taking 2 deep breaths, Uchiha Qiye calmed down his chaotic mood before continuing to speak. Yes. Your parents are very happy about this kind of thing, they didn't refuse at all, and then they agreed directly. They said that when you come back, they will be engaged first. When you're an adult, get married, and opposite him. He even stole his crystals while he was not in Konoha village. He looked at Yuhi Zhenheng with complicated eyes, and looked at the other party's slightly serious and honest appearance. Yuhi Zhenheng nodded heavily and said, Uchiha Qiye was messed up all over. Just such a person. Chapter 129. Can you have more wives? That's not bad. A ghost, too. Subscribe. Brother Qiye, please give me more advice in the future. Hong Yuhi made a glutinous voice from the side and said. And when Uchiha Qiye heard it, he only felt that the whole person was about to split. What the hell is this? Why did he only go to Cloud Shinobi village for a few months, and when he came back, he had such a 5-year-old fiancé? It's so G annoying. Hash. Uchiha Qiye looked at Hong Yuhi and didn't know what to say anymore. He only knew that his current mood was extremely complicated. If the opposite is a fair-skinned beauty, he jumped right up. 1. Such a little girl. Sorry, he really isn't a so-called copper alchemist. Feel sorry. I was outside the village during this time, and I didn't know anything about this matter. Let's talk about it when I understand it clearly. I'll take my leave first. Uchiha Qiye glanced at Yuhi's real red, and now he really wants to directly open a full-body Susanoo to give the other party a Thor breathing method. I just thought the other party was going too far. No martial arts at all. Just so little time. He stole his crystal directly. Shameless stuff. Sneak attack on him, a 5-year-old 730 child. But, Uchiha Qiye is also clear. This kind of thing is not decided after Yuhi Zhenheng went to propose a marriage. This matter, if there is no nod and approval from his parents, it will not become what it is now. He just wanted to say goodbye right now, then, rush home. Ask clearly. Can be. After he left Mako Yuhi's home. Back home. The home was empty. Obviously, the two are not at home. And there was a note on the table, which said that they had gone to perform the task in 2 words, and they would come back in about a week, or about half a month, and the time left on the note. It was 2 days ago, at home. No one can be found now. Advertisement. After thinking for a while, Uchiha Qiye walked out the door. Parents are not here. He went straight to his grandfather. He doesn't believe it. Such a big thing, his grandfather would not know. Great Elder's Mansion. Little young master, the patriarch is already waiting for you. As soon as Uchiha Qiye came over, the same housekeeper came out, BECJ, and then brought him to Uchiha Ijun. And this moment, Uchiha is really co-authoring the tea. Came back? Uchiha Kazuya said after seeing Uchiha Qiye. Grandpa, Yuhi is really red, you know, Uchiha Qiye asked directly. Talking to this old fox, even if the other party is his grandfather, it is better to say it directly, otherwise, according to the other party's temperament, it is estimated that he will talk about his topic very far. No. Uchiha Kazuma admitted it. How could he not know about things related to his own grandson? So, you didn't discuss with me one by one, and just decided things directly and privately. 35. Uchiha Qiye said helplessly. These 1 or 2 practices really made him feel a little uncomfortable. I think that little girl is good-looking and worthy of you, so my parents and I agreed. Uchiha Kazuma said. Then you can discuss it with me. Is my opinion so irrelevant? 35. Uchiha Qiye said. Originally, we wanted to discuss with you. 18. You disappeared without a trace by yourself. If we want to find you, there is nothing you can do. How do you ask us to discuss with you? Uchiha said slowly. Uchiha Qiye, 6,699 turn out to be. It's still your own problem. At this point, he really had no way to refute it. Because after he and the Uchiha clan were separated from that place, he subdued Kakuzu, and then went to Cloud Shinobi village with a vest called Otsutsuki Hokugen. Especially since he used the transformation technique, even third Raikage couldn't see through it, let alone other people. So, just the Uchiha clan, still want to find him? It was pure dreaming. No one will know where he is unless he stands up for himself. Then can't you drag it out for a while until I come back? Advertisement. Uchiha Qiye said helplessly. I knew so. Just give the family some means of contacting him. You directly asked Hokage for half-year vacation. We thought it would take half a year for you to come back, but that's too long. You can't leave people there for half a year. So we agreed in advance. After all, that little girl looks good and looks worthy of you. Uchiha Kazuma said. Uchiha Qiye cracked open. It turned out that he took too long leave. Co-authored. It's all his fault. It's uncomfortable. Uchiha Qiye wanted to die. Inexplicably, there is a fiancé. Don't worry, Qiye, I have already arranged for your grandfather. When the other party proposed marriage, we have already made it clear. Uchiha said, really inscrutable. Say what? Can you break off the marriage? Uchiha Kai's eyes lit up, feeling that this was a bit of a mess. Yes, if you don't like it, get divorced. In this way, the matter is not resolved. Of course not. But Uchiha's true words directly extinguished the thoughts that just ignited in Uchiha Kai's heart. Then what did you say? Uchiha Qiye asked. You are the only seed in our family, how can you be bound by a woman? So when we discussed, we said directly, that little girl Yuri Hong can get married, and you will get married when you grow up, but she's definitely not the only woman around you. So, if you have someone you like in the future, you can marry them all. The revitalization of our line depends on you. Uchiha's true words made Uchiha Qiye strike his heart like a thunderbolt. Shocked him directly. Then how many more wives can I have? That's not bad, a ghost. Uchiha Qiye was furious. He just wanted to rush to Hong Yuhi's house now, and then grab the other party and beat him hard. Shameless stuff. One meal will conquer you. You brought your daughter over for one meal? Have you forgotten that you are still a Jonin? You don't even want Jonin's face anymore? Chilling cold. Really d him off. Chapter 130. Resign. You should wait for Sarutobi Hiruzen to die of old age. Open black lens bracket 3 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. But things have come to this point and there is no way out. It's all my fault. 35 Uchiha Qiye let out a long sigh. Cough cough cough. When Uchiha heard this, he coughed several times. My grandson is really too narcissistic. My husband, I heard that after you came back, you helped the little girl from Jinchuriki, Master Nine Tails Chakra. Son Za, what do you want to do? Uchiha asked. There are some things that he can't see through this grandson, and what the other party does makes him even more puzzled. Especially the move this time. Uzumaki Kushina can almost be said to be in Hokage's lineage, and Namikaze Minato is Jiraiya's apprentice, which can be regarded as Sarutobi Hiruzen's apprentice and grandson, and Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina have a very good relationship. Anyone can see the relationship between the two, but that's it. There are many conflicts between the Uchiha clan and the Hokage clan. This is not what they want to provoke, it's reasons. It is estimated that it has to return to the original position of Hokage. As the two families who formed Konoha, the position of first Hokage was obstructed by Senju Toburama, and their Uchiha clan failed to take the position of Hokage. After all, there is still the position of second Hokage. And after first Hokage passed away, the first ninja war broke out. Shikoku besieged their country of fire. Yu Senju Toburama is awesome. Take everyone to fight for. You can serve Yu Senju Toburama as second Hokage. After all, the opponent's strength and various means are enough to convince them. But the location of the third Hokage was ambushed when Senju Toburama went to Cloud Shinobi Village to sign a peace agreement at the end of the first ninja war. Then, all his disciples except Senju Toburama returned. Result: the position of third Hokage turned out to be Sarutobi Hiruzen's? How can this make them angry? Too many families in the village are not convinced. After all, the position of Hokage, what you say is yours is yours. If Senju Toburama is still there, then it will be passed directly to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Even if there are people who oppose it, it will only be a very small part. But it will soon be suppressed. But Senju Toburama was not there and died in battle. Advertisement just based on the words of these people, how many people will believe it? Then, the dispute over the position of third Hokage begins. Senju clan, Uchiha clan, Hyuga clan, in addition to Konoha clans big and small, who does not have some coveted position for this position? Can be the last fight. Sarutobi Hiruzen eventually took that seat. Some of them are trying to compete. Naturally, it is inevitable to be liquidated. Certainly, it is impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to directly liquidate these people in person, but for a Hokage, the ruler of the village, it is not a simple problem to want to give you small shoes. Kun has not been seen for all these years. Has the Senju family been lonely? The Uchiha family is also being suppressed. So, he couldn't see why his grandson wanted to help people in the Hokage line to increase their strength. Others may not be able to tell. But Grandpa, how long do you think Sarutobi Hiruzen will abdicate? 99. Uchiha Qiye asked with a smile. Abdicate? Count him bluntly. Sarutobi Hiruzen has been on the throne since the end of the First Ninja World War, and he knows that it has been more than 20 years now. Even if there are outstanding juniors in the village, he still has no idea of abdicating. Even until the end of the Third Ninja World War, he was also forced to abdicate to Namikaze Minato. Visible. How obsessed he is with the position of Hokage. After Namikaze Minato's death, he took the seat of Hokage again for the first time, until after the Konoha collapse plan launched by Orochimaru was implemented, he was sitting on the highest power chair of Konoha until his death. Abdicate? If there are no external factors, it is absolutely impossible for him to abdicate. This, Uchiha really frowned, and after making a judgment, he didn't know what to say. Abdicate? It's really hard to say. Advertisement? Now Sarutobi Hiruzen is 47 years old. It is a bit far-fetched to say that he is in his prime, but it seems a little early to say that he is getting old. In about 10 years, Uchiha Qiye gave Uchiha Qiye a conservative number. Within 10 years, 50 years old is already very old for an ordinary person. So, When Sarutobi Hiruzen reaches that age, he should almost retire. Grandpa, you are too conservative. Uchiha Qiye shook his head and said. Katakana middle dot flowers. I'll tell you directly. 35. It is impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to abdicate. If you want to wait for him to abdicate voluntarily, it is better to wait for him to die. Uchiha Qiye said. Don't you think that Sarutobi Hiruzen can't carry the Hokage position into the coffin? Uchiha Kazuma said. It's not a feeling, it's a certainty. If he wants to abdicate, the Second Ninja War has ended, and there are many heroes born. There are people who can be candidates for Hokage, but there are several, Hitaki Tsukumo, Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, including. Of course, I am too young to be directly excluded. However, with so many outstanding people who are capable of holding the position of 4th Hokage, he has not revealed any intention to abdicate at present, and you think he will be willing to give up the position of Hokage in another 10 years? Come out? Uchiha Qiye smiled and said. Uchiha was really silent. Yes. At present, the Second Ninja World War is over, and there are many excellent candidates for the position of 4th Hokage, but Sarutobi Hiruzen has no intention of wanting to take the place. Waiting for the other party to abdicate after 10 years? That was indeed some daydreaming. Corrupted by power, so reluctant to give up this power? 35. After Uchiha thought for a long time, he said with a heavy sigh of conversation. He lived so many years, I've seen too many things. After Uchiha Qiye woke up at this point, how could he not understand? Chapter 131. Uchiha Kazuma. Are you going to kill Sarutobi Hiruzen? 4. Subscribe? That's amazing. Sarutobi Hiruzen is very strong now. I don't think it's a problem to live to 70 years old. Uchiha Kazuma said. Don't worry, he won't be able to sit for that long. Uchiha Qiye shook his head and said. The Third Ninja War is bound to start, and when the war ends, it will be time for Sarutobi Hiruzen to abdicate. Are you going to kill him? Listening to Uchiha Kai's words, Uchiha Yigen's eyes widened, and after thinking for a while, he came to such a conclusion. Puff. Uchiha Qiye directly spit out the tea. Good guy. Kill Sarutobi Hiruzen? You are really a talent? It would be absolutely stupid to do so. Uchiha Qiye is not going to shoot Sarutobi Hiruzen yet. Unless he took on Sarutobi Hiruzen in his 730's vest. If that's the case, it seems reasonable. As expected of my grandfather, it gave me an explosion of inspiration. There is still a chance that this kind of plan can be implemented. If there is any accident, Sarutobi Hiruzen does not choose to abdicate after the Third Ninja War. When the time comes, put on a vest and go straight to Konoha village, killing Sarutobi Hiruzen. 99. In Uchiha Kai's mind, he immediately made a backhand. In order to ensure that 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato can successfully go to the back. This idea. If Sarutobi Hiruzen knew about it, he would probably want to thank the Uchiha Qiye family. He was so thoughtful, thank you so much. Certainly, this kind of thing is just an afterthought. The premise of really using this method is that Sarutobi Hiruzen really sits in that position and refuses to abdicate. In this way, he will consider doing it like this. Not to kill him. How do we want him to abdicate? Shall we join forces with other families to force him to abdicate? Uchiha thought for a moment and said, that's not so. I really want to do this. It is estimated that after this incident, whether Sarutobi Hiruzen abdicates or not, the other party will be the first to come to our Uchiha clan for a settlement. This is not worthwhile. Advertisement. Uchiha Qiye smiled and said, Grandpa, you don't have to think about this. It's a matter of time before Sarutobi Hiruzen abdicates. You can wait until the Third Ninja War breaks out. Then, contact other families and put a little pressure on him, and his abdication will end. Set. 99. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, Grandson, this Second Ninja War is over. You are talking about the Third Ninja War with me, isn't that nonsense? 35. Based on the current situation, peace can last for nearly 10 years. After 10 years, even if war breaks out, it will take at least 5 or 6 years to end. It will take about 15 or 16 years for Sarutobi Hiruzen to abdicate. At that time, the old man is almost gone. Uchiha sighed heavily and said, over 10 years. He is also very old, and after more than 10 years, he does not know whether he can still live to that age. Don't worry, the Third Ninja War won't take that long to come. In a few years, the war will come. Within 10 years, Sarutobi Hiruzen must abdicate. Uchiha Qiye said, that's the best. It's better for you kid to sit in the 4th Hokage seat, then the old man will be even happier. Uchiha really smiled and said, although he didn't quite believe what his grandson said. The peace between the First Ninja War and the Second Ninja War lasted for more than 10 years, and the Third Ninja War came so quickly. Uchiha really didn't believe it, but, as for my grandson, it's good to give a little support. That is impossible. Uchiha Qiye shook his head directly and said. When Hokage, troubled batch, 8 lifts the big sedan chair and invites him to sit in that position, and he doesn't even want to sit. The 4th Hokage location, 80% is Namikaze Minato. Uchiha Qiye said, the one with the yellow hair, 39 feet? Uchiha thought for a moment and said, it's him, 35. Uchiha Qiye nodded and said, advertisement, that kid is indeed a genius. As a commoner, his talent is far above those of our blood-based families. Now he is only 14 years old, and he has the strength of Jonin. But he's 4th Hokage. Not likely. If it was his teacher, Jiraiya, I would still believe it. 39. Uchiha thought about it for a moment and said, "Don't count on Jiraiya, he has no interest in the position of Hokage, let him be Hokage. Someone else will probably jump up and beat you." Uchiha Qiye laughed. If only Jiraiya wanted to be Hokage. So, after the end of the Third Ninja World War, it was not Namikaze Minato who succeeded the fourth Hokage, but Jiraiya. I think the successor, Bachung, is Namikaze Minato. With the talent of the other party, give the other party a few years, and even before the age of 20, it must be a Kage level. A Kage level at such a young age, I don't need to say how much support it will get. 99. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, "It is." Uchiha Ijun also agreed with what Uchiha Qiye said. Just because Namikaze Minato is too young, except for his grandson Uchiha Qiye who became a Kage level powerhouse at the age of 5, among the people currently alive, the talent is enough to rank first, and the second who can be ranked is probably Namikaze Minato. Such talent. Another disciple of Jiraiya. The relationship with Sarutobi Hiruzen can be regarded as a disciple and grandson. It is closely related to Hokage. If this is a Hokage candidate, the people who support it, the Hyuga family, Ino Shikacho, and many other families will support Namikaze Minato's ascendance. So, you saw this and helped his little girlfriend control the power of Nine Tails? Uchiha Kazuma looked at his grandson and asked, if not? To help Uzumaki Kushina master Nine Tails, he just did it smoothly, but he left a favor with Namikaze Minato. As the saying goes, favor is the hardest thing to return. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, certainly, but Namikaze Minato is a very qualified person, so he did it. As long as the Uchiha clan can have qualified candidates for Hokage, they will certainly not have great prejudice against us Uchiha clan like Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo and other second Hokage disciples. Make a good relationship in advance. In the future, even if it is just this favor, the other party will have a little more affection for our Uchiha clan. He was originally from a commoner, and he has a personality. Do you think it hurts when I'm idle 2.9? It also depends on the person. Chapter 132. If you want to change a group of girls' photos, maybe I will agree. 5. Subscribe. The topic stopped. Uchiha Qiye did not continue to speak. Both parents are absent. Then, Uchiha Qiye lives on Uchiha Ijun's side. Anyway, the place is quite big, and the latter also welcomes him to live here, and there is no problem in staying there for a few more months. After all, my own grandson, my grandfather doesn't hurt, who hurts? Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye cooked the meal himself. While eating, when Uchiha Ijun saw the food with golden light, he was stunned. After so many years, it was the first time he saw such a light-emitting meal. He couldn't help but doubt his life. Then, he was even more dumbfounded after tasting the taste of the food cooked by Uchiha Qiye. There are still such delicious meals in this world. He only felt that his decades of life had been in vain. My good grandson, you have to come to Grandpa's place to cook often. Ahem, come to Grandpa's place to live more often. Grandpa and I are alone here, and it's very lonely. 14. Uchiha Kazuma patted Uchiha Qiye on the shoulder and said. To this, what more can he say? Of course there is nothing to say. If you want me to cook for you, just say Shingbu. But Uchiha Qiye didn't refuse to accept this request. He knew that his grandfather was already old, and people who are old are basically like this. Inside the room, Uchiha Qiye lay down, but couldn't sleep for a long time. Sad, he was really melancholy. It's only been out for a month or two, how come back, there's an extra fiancé. After lying down for a long time, Uchiha Qiye finally attributed this reason to the fact that he is too handsome and too good, so this is the reason. Then, with this thought in mind, he fell asleep. The next day, Uchiha Qiye woke up early, made a quick breakfast. He conquered Uchiha Ijun again. Similarly, because he did a little too much, the housekeeper and the servants in the family also tasted his craftsmanship, so they all worshipped his craftsmanship. Advertisement accidentally, he used his own craftsmanship to conquer a group of people. Son Za, you've had enough fun this time. In fact, Grandpa, I found a few good girls in the family for you, the housekeeper, bring them here, and let my grandson pick them out. After Uchiha Kazuma finished eating, he also instructed the housekeeper. The housekeeper came over and took out a stack of photos and placed them in front of him. Uchiha Qiye. I really don't know what to say, he is speechless. I really feel very speechless for this behavior of my grandfather. He really wanted to pick up this bunch of photos and slap them directly on Uchiha's face, but he is a quality person and can't do that, so. He picked it up and looked at it, next second, snapped. Grandpa, I'm still too young, and inexplicably, after going out for a while, I have a fiancé when I come back. This has already given me a lot of headaches, so please don't cause me any more trouble. Uchiha Qiye took the photo heavily on the table and said loudly. Son Za, for the purity of the family's blood, I think this kind of thing should be settled early. Among the parents of these girls, at least one of them has turned on 3 Tomo Sharingan, or you should take a look. 39. I'm getting old too, old man, and I want to hug my great-grandson. 39. Uchiha really acted. Only, this acting. Uchiha Qiye directly gave the opponent 3 points. Too poor. If it weren't for his grandfather, he would have pressed one to death. You are embarrassing me, my fat tiger, Uchiha Qiye said. He is only 5 years old. You call him a 5-year-old child. How can you give birth to a great-grandson? You dare say you are not embarrassing me, fat tiger? Could it be that your dad got your nickname from you? It's really ugly, it's not as good as your strength. When Uchiha heard it, he said, Uchiha Qiye was silent. It is you, Uchiha Dekong, that have nothing to do with me, Uchiha Qiye, so I, Uchiha Qiye, choose to keep silent at this time, you were right. Only, if Uchiha Osura heard Uchiha's real words, I don't know how he would react. And on the table. The appearance of the girls in the photos taken by Uchiha Kai's palm are all pictures of little kids who are less than 10 years old. Advertisement actually. Just because Uchiha doesn't really understand Uchiha Qiye. If he replaced the photo with a photo of a mature elder sister with big breasts, long legs, and beautiful skin, then I guess Uchiha Qiye would not agree, but at least he would read these photos from beginning to end. Go out. The weather in Konoha is still as usual. There's no point in staying home. As a coercive king, you have to go out for a walk at all times and look for opportunities to pretend to be coercive. You can't get carried away just because you earned nearly 10,000 pretense points yesterday. The road ahead is still difficult, it takes all the time to force it. Then, he was on the road when he bumped into Hitaki Kakashi. As soon as I saw him, the other party came directly over. Idol. It's like a fan walking on the road and then encountering the idol he has always admired. How can he ignore the idol directly? So he walked towards Uchiha Qiye. Brother Qiye, have you eaten? The first sentence Hitaki Kakashi came over was actually this, 730. This also made Uchiha Qiye stunned after hearing this. Eat, eat. Uchiha Qiye twitched the corners of his mouth and said. Well, Brother Qiye, do you have time? If you can, I would like to ask you to give me some pointers on swordsmanship. Hitaki Kakashi said a little embarrassedly. In front of idols, even though he has seen many times, it still makes him nervous. After all, he doesn't have any social bullshit, he should be nervous, but he is still nervous. No problem, I just want to see what level your knife skills have reached during this period of time, 35. Uchiha Qiye agreed with a smile, but it's just a pointer. There is no problem with this small request. Great, thank you Qiye brother. Although Hitaki Kakashi was wearing a mask, Uchiha Qiye could still see how excited the other party was after he agreed. Let's go, by the way, have you eaten breakfast? If you are not, I will invite you to breakfast. I eat. Goo goo goo, well, I haven't eaten yet, I was just about to go out to eat. Let's go, big brother will take you to eat Yile ramen. Thank you Qiye brother. The figures of the two were side by side, walking towards the direction of Yile ramen. Chapter 133. The world is so big, I want to go out for a walk. 1. Subscribe. Yile ramen. Uchiha Qiye showed his own atmosphere and served the dishes slowly and directly. Brother Qiye, isn't this a bit too much? 35 Hitaki Kakashi looked at the bowl of Ichiraku ramen in front of him with more side dishes than noodles and didn't know what to say. 5. Ahem, Kakashi. Brother told you, eat a lot of food so that you can become stronger. If you don't have enough food, how can you become stronger, right? Uchiha Qiye said slowly, but there is no difference between what he said and what he did not say. This is to tell others that if you make money, you are rich. If you can't even make money, how can you be rich? Basically this is the reason. The same goes for chakra. The so-called extraction chakra itself is extracted from the cells. This premise is, just have to eat. Otherwise, how much chakra can you extract when you are hungry? Then you have to be beaten to death by him? Brother is right, I'll eat it. 35 When Hitaki Kakashi heard it, he ate it without any doubt. After all, what idols say makes sense, under the aura of idols. It seemed that he was brainwashed with a layer of confusion, and he was fooled directly. Aside. Who am I talking about? It turns out to be you, I just said you look familiar. 55. At this time, another person came in from the Yile ramen shop. The person who walked in with a wine glass in his hand took a look at Uchiha Qiye and suddenly realized. Tsunade. Uchiha Qiye also glanced at each other and recognized it immediately. Only. The other party is like this, obviously there is some decadence. It's rude, call me sister. Tsunade reached out and wanted to pat Uchiha Kai's head, but he was quickly dodged by the latter, and Tsunade said angrily. Tsunade, I suggest you go to sleep, there is everything in your dreams. Advertisement Uchiha Qiye twitched the corners of his mouth and said. Let him call the other party's sister. This BCH, I'm afraid it's not trying to eat farts. Che, he looks handsome, but he's not cute at all. 35. Tsunade took a sip of wine and said with a displeased expression. Uchiha Qiye was silent on this, he didn't know how to answer the other party's question. After all, the other party was telling the truth anyway. He was indeed a handsome group, so handsome that he had no friends. Why are you like this? Uchiha Qiye asked with a frown. The decadent look of the other party is probably about to catch up with the state before the 5th Hokage in the future. Humph. It's not the last time, it's too big, the old man directly suspended me, and now I'm really boring enough. Tsunade said with a displeased expression. Obviously, her reaction to this matter was very unhappy. It's been almost 2 months, and it's still suspended? A cage level force stays in the village all day to get drunk? Uchiha Qiye is also very fascinated by Sarutobi Hiruzen's operation. Although the Hashirama cell thing is quite a big deal. But, anyway, even if the Hashirama cells are really lost, as a client, he is very clear about how many Hashirama cells he has, which is about a small fingernail. This little bit. Suspend a cage level force for such a long time? And in all fairness, after Senju Hashirama's death, it would be fine even if Tsunade took care of it. After all, Tsunade was considered to be Senju Hashirama's immediate family. A little Hashirama cell lost a small half-month suspension as a punishment and can't get it back. Leaving a cage-level combat power in the village is so drunk. Uchiha Qiye has something to look down on. Who knows what the old man thinks? Tsunade was only upset with Sarutobi Hiruzen, but the other party was her teacher in Hokage, and the reason was because of her. Even if she was upset, she could only be upset. It's nothing more than a political matter. It's annoying to hear about it, and I don't bother to care about these shitty things. Just live comfortably. Uchiha Qiye waved his hand and said, Sarutobi Hiruzen's method, he can guess the other party's thoughts with his own feet, is nothing more than suppressing Tsunade through this matter. After all, in the Second Ninja World War, Tsunade did a lot of credit, and he used the Uzumaki reed vest to use Tsunade to get the Hashirama cell. This is nothing more than giving the opponent a chance to suppress Tsunade. It's better for you, but I've heard it all. Last time, you asked the old man directly to ask for leave for half a year. I didn't expect him to agree. How did you do it? Advertisement. Tsunade stretched out his arm and put it directly on the shoulders of Uchiha Qiye, like a good brother chatting. However, Uchiha Qiye had a dark face, seems like a benefit. But, the other party's shoulder came over, and after the person leaned over, there was no so-called woman's body fragrance in Uchiha Kai's nasal cavity. Damn, it's drunk. Uchiha Qiye said that he was very upset. But for the other party's problem, he still told the other party out of politeness. After all, it was not a secret worth hiding. It's nothing, I just told him that the world is so big, I want to go out for a walk, and then he agreed to my leave. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Tsunade. After listening to it, she has some doubts about life. At once, so simple? You lied to me, asking for leave for this reason, are you a fool to be an old man? Tsunade's face was almost directly covered with the words, don't believe. What good will it do you if I lie to you? That's really how I asked for leave, and he said yes. If you insist on saying that there is something, Jiao Hao, that may cause Hokage to agree to my leave, it is probably my handsome face that is so handsome that I have no friends. Uchiha Qiye said. Vomit. Tsunade retched after hearing that. Your cheeks are really thick, I think you can use your cheeks to block the explosive talisman, Tsunade said. Less drink of the bar, come on, I'll treat you to Yile ramen. Shanpa uncle, another bowl of ramen like Hitaki Kakashi. Uchiha Qiye said a word to the one who was doing face-to-face. Okay, please wait a moment. When he heard it, he also responded. Chapter 134. Your talent is very strong, but fortunately I am open, to subscribe. The contradiction between the two had long since vanished in the last ambush on the way to the border of the Fire Nation. Tsunade is not happy with the people of the Uchiha clan. But Uchiha Qiye had saved her once, and she could still distinguish between disgust and saving grace. It was Uchiha Qiye. His eyes fell on Tsunade, certainly. He is not a chromophore, he just suddenly thought of something. Weird. This is the exclusive trick of the Senju family. This trick was performed by the precise control of chakra. The reason why he was eyeing this trick was because his melee attack methods seemed to be somewhat lacking. Either the S-level Thor's breathing technique or the A-level purple lightning. Just these two tricks. Other than that, there is none. But he thinks, you still need some other tricks. As far as the strange power of the Senju clan is concerned, it is very suitable for him. He feels that his Otsutsuki Beishuen vest needs this trick very much. Otherwise, all the tricks used are wood style, so what is the difference between the 730 and the constant opening? He is a relatively low-key person, and he can open up the scale casually, which is not too high profile and not suitable for him. A bowl of Yile ramen came down, several people were full. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye invited Tsunade, who just agreed and followed. In guiding elementary school. Ahem, just pointing to Hitaki Kakashi who hasn't gone to school yet. Tsunade is already 28 years old. The teaching method is easy. Training course. Here, Uchiha Qiye, Tsunade, and Hitaki Kakashi came. Come on, Kakashi, let me see your strength. 35 Uchiha Qiye stood up and said. Brother Qiye, here I come. Hitaki Kakashi took out the weapon made by his father Hitaki Tsukumo and attacked Uchiha Qiye. The strength of the opponent is obvious to all. So he was not worried at all that his strength would hurt Uchiha Qiye. On the contrary, if he could cause a little injury to the opponent, he would be able to blow Hitaki Kakashi for the rest of his life. Dang dang. Uchiha Qiye held the kunwu in his hand and confronted the short sword in Hitaki Kakashi's hand. The opponent's attack was very fast, but in his opinion, it was nothing more than that, and he was easily blocked by him. Advertisement after all, the strength gap between the opponent and him is really too big. But, just this strength. Uchiha Qiye has to say, Hitaki Kakashi's talent is really strong, fortunately he is open, otherwise he really can't compare to the other party. However, based on the swordsmanship used by the opponent, actual combat experience, etc., Genin's strength has definitely arrived. Even compared to the average Genin, he is a bit stronger. Hitaki Tsukumo really knows how to teach his son. Uchiha Qiye sighed in his heart, talent is one thing. But if you want to turn talent into strength, that's another matter. Hitaki Tsukumo can enable Hitaki Kakashi to turn the opponent's talent into strength at this age, and the kung fu taught in this is 80% of the time. Rhythm, Kakashi, don't just think fast attack is useless. You have to let the enemy fall into the rhythm of your attack. 99. Yes, that's it, very good, and the place where you exert your strength. Not bad, 66. While facing Hitaki Kakashi's attack, Uchiha Qiye pointed out the opponent's shortcomings and corrected them at the same time. He is also a Super Cage level powerhouse. Although he has little experience in combat, he has gained comprehensive knowledge by using the system to improve his skills. Compared to Hitaki Tsukumo, it's still, BECJ, a little bit more. So, he can see the shortcomings of Hitaki Kakashi and point them out. After some pointers. Soon, it is also over. Hitaki Kakashi gasped for breath. After this battle, it was very exhausting for him, but his gains were not small at all. Just the only regret, it was his constant attack that didn't even hurt his idol's clothes Kakuzu. This undoubtedly made him somewhat decadent, he worked so hard. It turns out, still the same result. Hitaki's little brat, don't put on such a depressed expression, your strength is far beyond the average person. If you are still depressed, those students who have not graduated from ninja school for 7 years will cry to death. Besides, your opponent is this guy, such a result is normal. Advertisement Tsunade also said kindly, really, say so. Hitaki Kakashi is in a slightly better mood. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye sent Hitaki Kakashi away, leaving him and Tsunade behind. Your strength has increased again. Tsunade looked at Uchiha Qiye, said. Although the previous battle was a one-sided crush, Tsunade still saw some signs. It's just a million dots. Uchiha Qiye smiled and said modestly. What he said was right, it was just an increase of 100 million feet. At most. It is the strength to grab the whole Konoha and hang it, what a fuss. Cut. What's the matter with you keeping me here? Tsunade asked. She wasn't so blind that she couldn't see it. I want to ask you to learn some melee attacks. Uchiha Qiye said. More specific. Tsunade exclaimed. Strength, 35. Uchiha Qiye said. This statement came out, it seemed that the air suddenly quieted down. The movements in Tsunade's hands stopped, she took a few glances at Uchiha Qiye, and then she continued to speak. The strange force, but my Senju family's ancestral tricks. You want to learn this from me? I'm afraid you are not dreaming? I think there should be some possibility of learning strange powers from you. Uchiha Qiye smiled and said, then you think too much, it's impossible. Tsunade shook his head and said, the things of the Senju clan were passed on from her, especially the people who wanted to learn were from the Uchiha clan, who opposed their Senju clan. If this is spread out, her name Tsunade will probably be crossed off from the Senju family tree. Chapter 135. Uchiha Qiye. I will add money. 3. Subscribe. 50 million taels. Uchiha Qiye gave a number directly. In this world, there is no deal that cannot be negotiated with money. If there is, it means that the money is not enough, but I'm sorry, Uchiha Qiye is super rich. What do you think of my Senju clan's ancestral ninjutsu? Tsunade turned his head and said, 100 million taels. Uchiha Qiye doesn't like nonsense and goes straight to the point. Dong dong dong, the anger on Tsunade's face stopped, and her heartbeat couldn't help speeding up, and she could hear her own heartbeat very clearly. Oops. This price made her a little excited. Qiye, give it up, this kind of thing is impossible, just as you are the Uchiha clan, no matter how high your price is, I can't sell you, strange power, ninjutsu. Tsunade shook his head and said, she was really moved. If it was any other ninjutsu, when Uchiha Qiye said, 50 million taels, she probably agreed directly. How many S-rank missions does it take to earn so much money? The Senju family has come down for so many years. Especially under the pressure of Sarutobi Hiruzen, he has begun to feel lonely. Although it is said that a dead skinny camel is bigger than a horse, a dead skinny camel is a dead skinny camel. For a large family, the cost of raising a jonin is very expensive. Even if you are very talented, but it also takes a lot of money. There are quite a few excellent ninjas in the Senju clan, but compared to the Uchiha clan, they are much worse at present. As far as Uchiha Qiye is concerned, the Uchiha clan can't even compare with that. Then, 200 million taels. Uchiha Qiye thought for a while and continued. It is true that some big families can make money, but they are all industries that have a long history. After a month, if you can put aside the cost, you can earn 10 million yuan, which is not bad. The income of the family business of the Uchiha family is only about 1 or 200 million in 1 year. It's not that you don't make money, times are changing, and shopping malls will also change their dynasties. If they can't keep up, the industry will be eliminated sooner or later. Over the decades, the industries that the Uchiha family once did, with the passage of time, there are also many industries that end up in the industry. It really didn't make any money, or even lost money, so it was abandoned. Therefore, there are not many industries left now. Advertisement, but the annual income is not less than that of ordinary people. You're not going to steal your Uchiha's money, are you? 35. Tsunade heard this and said, she doesn't think that this is the money that Uchiha Qiye earned, it's definitely impossible, and the other party has only completed a few tasks, can you earn several hundred million? What a joke. Do ninjas really want to make money so easily? The money she earned from Tsunade over the years is estimated to be the money that Uchiha Qiye offered. 250 million taels, this is my last bid, Tsunade, if you don't agree, then I have no choice, Uchiha Qiye said. There is indeed a lot of money on him, but it was all before leaving, all on the condition of leaving a wood clone, and taking the money from Kakuzu's shop during this period of time, otherwise, he didn't have that much money yet. Obviously, Kakuzu also agreed, although it is a little distressing to give Uchiha Qiye all the gains during this period of time, but in any case, let the other party leave a wood clone and teach the chef again. That's the point. Only the chef was taught, then he can continue to open new stores and spread the Otsutsuki industry throughout the country of thunder. If you have a home, you will get it. Although Kakuzu loves money and is stingy, he still understands this truth. Only a small part is lost. As long as the chef is trained, there will be no doubt that a lot of money will not flow into his pocket by then. After all, the revenue of several stores opened in Cloud Shinobi Village is enough to prove everything. Your family is really rich. Tsunade took a deep breath and said. She was moved. At the same time, because the other party's family is so rich, he is envied. When she was a child, she had never been so rich. Isn't it because she and her grandfather Senju Hashirama learned a good gambling skill? After Senju Hashirama passed away, the Senju family belonged to her grandmother. For Flower's result, advertisement, the pocket money that Uzumaki Mito gives her is fixed, not much at all. Compared with Uchiha Kai's opening, which is hundreds of millions, it is really different. However, what she didn't know was, Uchiha Kai's money was not given to him by his family at all, but was earned by himself during the nearly 2 months he went out. Who would have thought? Such a 5-year-old child, unexpectedly, can make money like this. Okay, I can promise you, but I have a few conditions. Tsunade gritted his teeth and said, it's not her fault, it's just that the other party's bid was too aggressive, 250 million taels. Even if all the rewards for each S-rank mission were given to her, she would have to do it 250 times to earn this much. Rich. Point Zero blamed the other party for being too rich. The money fell, and Tsunade was really stunned. State your terms. Uchiha Qiye said, first, you must worship me as your teacher in name, otherwise, if I teach you, the consequences will be tragic. After listening to Tsunade's first condition, Uchiha Qiye thought about it and agreed. Right. After all, the relationship between their two families is there, and it is okay to use the relationship between master and apprentice. Anyway, this is not that important to Uchiha Qiye. Second, after I teach you the weird power, you can't teach it to anyone. Tsunade continued. No problem, 250 million taels. I don't know how long she can go to the casino to gamble. In any case, this is the ancestral ninjutsu of the Senju clan. If the other party passed it on to him, if he casually passed it on, the Senju clan would not have to trouble the main source Tsunade. Tsunade smiled and said expectantly. Uchiha Qiye agreed directly. Very well, since that's the case, give me the money. Thinking of this, she inexplicably began to look forward to it. Chapter 136. Meet Orochimaru. 4. Subscribe. Although it took a high price to master the trick of weird power, Uchiha Qiye felt that it was worth it. It's just money. This thing is not worth mentioning, just keep earning after spending it. Ninjutsu is the foundation for him to improve his own strength. Although the price is a bit high, he has always disliked money and spent it as he spent it. After half an hour, seeing the new skill that appeared in his skill bar, E-rank strange power, 0/10. Uchiha Qiye is satisfied, this wave is worth it. You brat, you really pervert. Tsunade exclaimed after seeing his talent. I'm just a little bit better than the average person by a billion. Uchiha Qiye said lightly, that's right, it's just a little bit of billion. 730. I have already taught you ninjutsu, and it's enough to practice more in the logistics and become more proficient in the master of weird power. Now we don't owe each other, let's go. Now that Uchiha Qiye has been taught, Tsunade naturally has no need to stay, not to mention, she has already got the money, and it is time to go to the casino. Shit, I don't even give you a chance to pretend. Uchiha Qiye looked at the back of Tsunade who was running away quickly, and he couldn't help but complain a bit. Originally he wanted to pretend to be pushy. As a result, the other party said to leave, it's not about martial arts. Back to Grandpa's house, he is already planning his next trip. Forget the country of thunder, he has already slashed third rakeage in Cloud Shinobi Village. Although he doesn't know how fast the opponent will recover, he must not have recovered so quickly. The land of wind. Exclude, last time he had decided that he would not pass until third case gauge died. So, he could only pick a few other places, after thinking for a long time. He finally decided. Go to the land of rain. There, after all, there's Hanzo of the Salamander. This second ninja war was started by the other party, and he went to a strong cage level peak to pretend. Advertisement, this will make him feel good, I'm sure you'll get a lot of PowerPoints. At this point, Uchiha Qiye is looking forward to it. But, you have to prepare before you go, in a few days, no hurry. After trimming, go again, late at night, Ninja Hospital. This hospital has been in existence since the establishment of Konoha, and its history can be said to be quite long. It was very quiet this night, and a figure came to this ninja hospital without knowing it and went straight to one of the wards. The patient in this ward was Orochimaru. Yo, Orochimaru, you're having a good time. 35 The red-haired, Uzumaki Reed, entered the ward and stopped in front of the other's bed. When he arrived, the other party suddenly opened his eyes and saw him. In this regard, the Uzumaki Reed naturally also beat him. A warm greeting. It's you, 35, you came with me to Konoha? When Orochimaru saw the Uzumaki Reed, a look of surprise appeared on his face, and then his face turned gloomy and asked. Well, Don't take yourself too seriously, I just dropped by here to see your friend. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. What is your purpose here? Orochimaru asked. He didn't believe at all what the other party said about dropping the way. I've said it all, I just stopped by to take a look. You are so suspicious, I wouldn't have come to see you if I knew it earlier. Uchiha Qiye scratched his hair and said helplessly. Huh, how idle were you? This is your shadow clone. Orochimaru glanced at the Uzumaki reed and said. Okay, you can see it, you have good eyesight. Uchiha Qiye waved his hands at this and said. I came here to remind you, this guy, don't forget what the conditions are for me to rescue you, don't forget about important things, otherwise, maybe one day, you will die suddenly in your sleep, and you probably won't find it. Uchiha Qiye said. Advertisement, don't worry, I, Orochimaru, won't be rude. When the time comes, I will deliver what you want, Orochimaru sneered and said. That's the best. I reminded you as well. That's it. Bye, I wish you a speedy recovery. Uchiha Qiye lifted the shadow clone technique with a smile, and he disappeared into the room as a cloud of smoke. His reminder has already been reminded, in this case. There is no need for him to stay and reminisce with the other party. After all, looking at the other party's meaning, it seems that he is not very welcome. And his behavior. It can be said that it has played a role in supervising Orochimaru. Similarly, it will also cause the other party to be under surveillance, making the other party more suspicious. But Uchiha Qiye said he didn't care at all. Anyway, his purpose is reached, and that's it. As soon as the shadow clone technique was lifted, Uchiha Qiye received news of his shadow clone technique. The vitality is good, then I'm relieved. Uchiha Qiye smiled. It's best for the other party to have nothing major. After all, he was counting on the other party to help him get reanimation jutsu and go to Ryuchi Cave to learn Sage Mode if something went wrong. What he did at Cloud Shinobi Village was in vain. But he himself had already made a decision, and in 2 days, he was going to set off for the Land of Rain and go to Rain Shinobi Village to pretend to be a coward. And these days, it also passed quickly, without anyone noticing. After Uchiha Qiye took some light things, he went straight out of the village. He only felt that it was a pity. After all, there were still quite a few high-level tasks waiting for someone to do. One who was able to do it just ran away. After all, the other party is just a child and likes to go out to play. This is just a very normal thing. It's just that such a cage-level combat power just ran out like this. P.S. The author of this volume is a bit boring. I didn't pretend to be too hard. A group of uncomfortable. Let's go to other places to wave. The next Rain Shinobi Village volume. I hope everyone will like it. Close black lens bracket. And not long after he left the village. The news of him leaving the village was also quickly sent to Sarutobi Hiruzen's desk on 2.9. After Sarutobi Hiruzen saw it, he also said that he was very speechless. In this regard, he can only express helplessness. But after thinking about it for a while, he felt that it was right. The patriarch of the Uchiha clan came to him, and the result was. He was empty. Chapter 137. Uchiha Qiye, who does not play cards according to the routine. 5. Subscribe. Rain Shinobi Village. This place is covered with rain all the year round. This kind of weather, unless you are really used to it, few people will like it. For example, it took him a few days to come to Uchiha Qiye in Rain Shinobi Village. He looked at the weather without stopping rain with an ugly face. If he could, he really wanted to drive a full-body Susanoo, holding an endless battle blade, use the S-Class Thor's breathing technique, and split the sky of Rain Shinobi Village. Certainly, he couldn't do that. If so, wouldn't it be blatant to tell others that I, Uchiha Qiye, came to Rain Shinobi Village? Susanoo, but his exclusive logo. Estimate, it has long been in the information of every village. His goal, also very clear, he has prepared a series of pretending plans. Current first step, it is to find the founder of the Akatsuki organization. That's Yahiko, Nagato, Conan 14. According to the information he got through the black market, there is an organization called Showoff in Rain Shinobi Village. Uchiha Qiye, who got this news, doesn't even have to think about it. He is 100% sure that this is Yahiko, Nagato, Conan and the others' organization. But, at present, this organization is obviously still a little immature. In information, there are only about 6 or 7 people in this organization. But not in the way. Because, he, Uchiha Qiye, is about to help the other party. Change technique change. Uchiha Qiye used his skilled transformation technique to change his appearance and body shape, and a handsome guy with black hair and hanfu appeared. From today onwards, my name will be Zug Village Master. Uchiha Qiye thought for a while and gave the vest a name. He stepped out of the cave. The rain fell with a rush, but not even a drop of rain fell on Uchiha Qiye's body. The rain was about 10 centimeters away from Uchiha Qiye, as if it touched something, and then slipped in the air, opened. Like an invisible umbrella. Advertisement. If other ninjas saw this, their eyes would probably turn red with jealousy. It's so extravagant. You spilled chakra to resist the rain. Does your family produce chakra? There are so many chakras, you have the ability to give them some? But, in this regard, Uchiha Qiye said, chakra is too much, what about you and me? Outside Rain Shinobi Village, in a hidden cave, there are only a few people here. But they all wore the same team uniforms, black and red, looking very handsome. But today, here, an uninvited guest came. Yo, I can smell a fragrance from a long distance. It turns out that a group of mice are cooking here. Uchiha Qiye walked in slowly from the rain curtain. As soon as he came in, immediately, it attracted the attention of others, and the others quickly put down what they were doing, quickly picked up their weapons, and looked at Uchiha Qiye. Who are you? Yahiko looked at Uchiha Qiye warily and asked. Although I don't know the identity of the other party, but it seems that the other party suddenly appeared in their place, and it is very likely that they are their enemies. Stop doing such an old routine, I get tired of hearing it. Simpler, wouldn't it be better to ask me directly if I am your enemy? Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. He walked in slowly, found a seat, and sat down. This simple action brought them a huge pressure, a pressure on the momentum. So, are you our enemy? Upon hearing this, Yahiko asked blankly. This statement came out. Everyone else in the organization wants to give their leader a big slap. I say, leader, are you stupid? If you ask others like this, can others tell you the truth? In the ninja world, people who are not sure of their identities are the most dangerous. Even if the other party may be just an ordinary person, a rich second generation, a beggar, etc. before revealing his identity, as long as his identity is revealed, that is when the other party will show his fangs. If you ask someone directly like this, the answer the other person gives you is probably 2 words, no. Advertisement however. Yes. Uchiha Qiye nodded and said. This answers. The expressions on other people's faces were also dull. What the hell? Why don't you guys follow the routine? Nagato, Conan, and everyone, watch out, this guy is the enemy. When Yahiko heard this, he hurriedly greeted his teammates and said. His words. It only made the expressions on the faces of the people around him extremely tangled. Does this still use your reminder? When we don't have ears? Only. The number of moves of this person in front of them is really confusing for them. It even made them wonder if the other party was an enemy or not. Because, generally speaking, if it is an enemy, then after revealing their identity, the other party should directly attack them, but now, the other party is sitting there, looking at them with a smile on his face. First of all, let me introduce myself. Next, Zug Villager, 35. 730. The name of the long-awaited Shao organization, so, I am going to join you. Uchiha Qiye looked at the group of people and said with a smile. Conan. Yahiko. Nagato. Shao organization. With your words, you can't get us back all of a sudden, so, do you want to attack our enemy, or do you want to join our friend? A time. They were very puzzled by this man named Zug Villager, with a smile on his face. P.S. The 5th update on last Sunday. Also on, Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. P.S. The Rain Shinobi Village volume starts next, Yanzu readers, the pretending is about to begin. The author of the Fire Country volume a few days ago was not satisfied with what I wrote myself, but then, it is the turn of the pretending. Now, starting from Rain Shinobi Village, I started to pretend to be forceful, and there is also the issue of the formation of Shao's organization. The author doesn't quite understand it. According to this timeline, the age of Conan and Nagato should be 11 years old, and Yahiko does not know, but thinks that it is the same age. After all, Yahiko died at the age of 15, and the formation of the Shao organization is uncertain. 4 years before Yahiko's death, the Shao organization was formed. Here, let's just pretend that the Akatsuki organization has just been formed. Chapter 138. Choose, Yahiko. 1. Subscribe. Are you an enemy or a friend? Conan stood up and asked. What the other party said made her and them very puzzled, so it was necessary to ask clearly. It should be said that it is both a friend and an enemy, because I want to join you and help you take down the entire Rain Shinobi village, but I disagree with the core concept of Akatsuki's organization. So, before you revise your core philosophy, we are both friends and enemies. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. The concept of Shao's organization is too ideal. Since he is here, he must revise this core concept. Impossible. The core philosophy of the Shao organization will not change. If you want to join our organization, we are very welcome, but if you want to modify the core concept of the organization, I, Yahiko, will definitely not agree. Yahiko retorted loudly. He established the Shao organization in order to change the country and build a bridge of hope leading to world peace through exchanges between people. How could one revise the core concept of their organization just because one person wants to join the Shao organization? Absolutely impossible. Peeved. With your idealized core concept, this organization will be played to death sooner or later. Uchiha Qiye couldn't help laughing and said, Isn't Yahiko too ideal in the end? What is the result? What kind of chicken is the Akatsuki organization being played with? In the ninja world, you still expect the enemy to understand you and communicate with you well? Is it not dreaming? Who do you think you are? I believe that between people, war can be eliminated through communication. If you are unwilling to accept our philosophy, please leave. Yahiko also said with some anger. In his opinion, the behavior of Zug village man is simply trampling on his dream. How could he not be angry? That's it. Uchiha Qiye smiled, and then, stood up, an astonishing chakra burst out from his body, directly crushing everyone present. Boom. The ground beneath his feet burst open in an instant. And what was really uncomfortable was these people from the Shao organization. This amazing chakra was pressing towards them like a giant mountain, and in an instant, it caused them to bend their spines. Too scary. Advertisement in front of Uchiha Qiye, they could not raise any resistance at all. See, in front of me, it is very difficult for you to stand, and when you encounter an absolutely powerful enemy, you will be destroyed. 35. I'm teaching you to be careful with your words and deeds when facing the strong. If I want to kill you, do I still hope to communicate with me to stop the war? Uchiha Qiye looked at the group of people and said slowly. It's just that you are strong, Yahiko said stubbornly. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with his philosophy. Oh, so what? The figure of Uchiha Qiye disappeared from the spot in an instant. Snapped. He appeared beside Conan and grabbed the opponent's neck with one hand. The opponent, who had no ability to resist, was taken down by him. Now, I threaten you with her life. 35. Take out your weapon and kill all your companions, so I'll let her go. Uchiha Qiye looked at Yahiko and said slowly. The sudden change made everyone feel very dumbfounded, and Uchiha Kai's words made Yahiko's face directly ugly. Impossible. They are all my companions, and I will not swing a knife at them. 99. Yahiko said loudly. Then what do you mean? You are going to die for your companion? Uchiha Qiye smiled. Her hands were a little harder. Conan's face was even more painful. The feeling of suffocation was really uncomfortable, and she couldn't help but struggle. Yahiko was instantly tangled. This is a companion from childhood to adulthood, so, sitting and watching the other party die in front of him, he absolutely can't do it, but he can't do it to the companion. Moment. This situation has fallen into a stalemate. A long time. Yahiko, shoot me. Nagato spoke. Advertisement. Watching his companion die in front of him, he really couldn't do it, but seeing Yahiko struggling, he thought for a long time before giving such an answer. How? How can it be? Yahiko looked at Nagato with bloodshot eyes and said. Conan is his mate, but so is Nagato. In order to save one comrade, kill another comrade, no matter how he chooses, he can't make a choice. And this time, snapped, Uchiha Qiye let go of the hand that was pinching Conan's neck, and if he continued to choke like this, it was estimated that the other party would really be strangled by him. He was just going to let Shao organize these people to understand their powerlessness in the face of a powerful enemy, and let them realize that that set of ideals would not save them at this time. So, enough is enough. His actions surprised Shao organization. But they didn't wait for them to speak. Uchiha Qiye was the first to speak. See it. Your ideas are of no use to me at all. It is better to believe in your own strength if you blindly believe in others. 5. As far as the idea you guys are holding, it's probably a stupid idea to wait for the Akatsuki organization to develop, and then coexist peacefully with Hanzo. Don't forget, Rain Shinobi Village, Zhao Hao, is headed by Hanzo. If an unstable factor appears in his territory, do you think that the other party chooses to believe in your philosophy, or that the other party finds an opportunity to follow me the same, grab your comrades, then threaten you to kill each other, and finally kill you all? Yahiko and others are naive, just because they are too young and have seen the cruelty of war, but they have not seen the horror of human nature. That's why I have this idea. Silence the crowd. Uchiha Qiye looked at the group of people and said slowly. Shao is not in the organization, but it's not just children who are only 11 or 12 years old. Chapter 139. Successfully joined the Shao organization. 2. Subscribe. But, after the Hanzo incident, Nagato, who survived, deeply realized the importance of power, and the original Akatsuki organization's philosophy has not been modified. However, in the end, he was brainwashed by Uzumaki Naruto's mouth. My concept, how could it be wrong? Use the war caused by power to stop the war, and the final result will only bring about another war. Only by mutual understanding between people can we usher in peace. Yahiko took a deep breath and said, speaking in Rain Shinobi Village, he has seen the cruelty of war and realized that war can only bring war, so he believes in this philosophy. It sounds reasonable, but after hearing it, it still doesn't make sense. Uchiha Qiye shook his head and said, the reason for the existence of war is because of interests. Some people may fight because of a meal, some people fight for business, and some countries start wars for more fertile land. Everything in this is guided by interests. Between people, interests cannot disappear, so wars will always exist. The so-called peace is just a false appearance. It's just that they recharged their energy for the greater good, and a more terrifying war broke out. Uchiha Qiye said 730 slowly. War, it is nothing more than a conflict of interests. From the first ninja war to the second ninja war, isn't it just the other 4 countries in the Land of Fire, the wars launched by the other 4 countries for more fertile land? And Hanzo also started the war to gain more land for Rain Shinobi Village, so that the second Ninja World War started? So, after all of these are interests, beneficial. It can't disappear. The word interest can be a lot of things. It is money, land, a bowl of rice, a piece of clothing. Everything is an interest, and everything is an interest, which will cause disputes between people, thus, fight. So-called war. Advertisement, it is nothing more than the interests of countries. Do you think I'm wrong? Uchiha Kai's eyes swept across the faces of everyone, and he also laughed. To take the simplest example, the first Hokage Senju Hashirama of the Land of Fire is the same idea as you, who possesses great strength, even a servile peace. BECJ, 0.55. Is his sincerity enough? That's absolutely, it's like a cage-level powerhouse bowing to a genin. His sincerity is in place, and indeed he has maintained peace for a long time. But is it absolutely because several other nations understand Senju Hashirama's idea of peace? No, not really. His idea is good, but the other countries have never been moved by Senju Hashirama's sincerity. They are just afraid of Senju Hashirama's powerful strength. The facts have proved it. As soon as Senju Hashirama died, the first ninja war broke out quickly. Without the powerful existence of Senju Hashirama preventing them from gaining greater benefits, they would have no need to endure and start the war without hesitation. So, do you think that with the strength of you guys, Senju Hashirama is stronger? Hanzo brings a team of people and can kill you all. Why should he understand your ideas? Uchiha Qiye smiled and said. Like this kind of concept of mutual understanding between people, it will only appear in a single person, because you can make sure that you are such a person, you can really ensure that everyone you meet is like this person? That is impossible. So, the idea of Yahiko, like Senju Hashirama, sounds beautiful, but it's just Kyoka Suigetsu. Suppose that at that time, Senju Hashirama was just a cage level, with the same strength as the shadows of other countries. You see, if the other party hits you, the country of fire is over. Without absolute strength, you can talk about a lonely peace. 66. 99 After Yahiko and the others listened, they all fell silent. Although they said they resisted the other party's statement, they were very clear in their hearts that this man named Zug Village Man was right. Now, I want to join the Akatsuki organization and revise the core idea of the Akatsuki organization. 35. You, who is for, who is against, 39 Advertisement. Uchiha Qiye stood there, and the incomparably flat tone made everyone present dare not refute. We agreed. Yahiko's face was tangled because he wanted to refute. He really didn't want such people to join the Akatsuki organization they created, but Nagato on the side interrupted him and agreed to the Zug Village Man to join the Akatsuki organization. Very smart. Uchiha Qiye gave Nagato an admiring look. Yahiko is a bit deadheaded, but this Nagato, apparently not so. The other party interrupted Yahiko's words just to protect Yahiko. Because, the other party is very clear that his words have come to this point. If Yahiko still opposes the Zug Village Master to join the Shao organization, then Yahiko is likely to die in his hands. And this time, a system prompt sounded. Ding, host is successful in pretending to force point plus 19995. Ding. Loading points are automatically allocated. Super Cage level chakra plus 1000, Superior Sage body plus 999. Ding. Super Cage level chakra, 1184 100.0000. The experience is not full. Please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Ding. Senior Sage body, 6183 tenths.0000. The experience is not full. Please try to pretend to be the host and upgrade the ability. A pretense point is entered into the account. It's not much, but it's okay. It's just an appetizer. After he joins the Akatsuki organization, he will make changes. At that time, he will first start with Rain Shinobi Village and pretend to be in front of Hanzo. I think he can gain a lot of pretending points. Among the group of people in the Shao organization, the strongest person was at the level of Jonin, and he was very satisfied that he could earn so much. Chapter 140. If you can fight in a group, you will never be singled out, and if you can sneak attack, you will never be confrontational. 3. Subscribe. Then now, who is the leader? One of the members of Akatsuki's organization suddenly asked. These words made Yahiko, Nagato, and Konan's faces turn green. No way. The other party just joined the Akatsuki organization and wouldn't directly take away the leader's position. This is the organization they founded. Could it be that now it will become someone else's wedding dress? Don't worry, I have no interest in the position of the leader of the Shao organization. Uchiha Kai's words relieved the nervous expressions on Yahiko and others' faces. They were really worried that they heard a sentence from Uchiha Kai's mouth. After Shao organizes, I, Uchiha Qiye, will be the leader. That way. I was really worried. Then how about I assign a deputy chief position to Mr. Zug? Yahiko said slowly. Although it was not what he wanted to say that the other party joined the Shao organization, but the other party had joined, and he could not beat the other party now, let alone expel the other party from the Shao organization. So, it can only be considered from the good side. But when he thought of Uchiha Kai's strength, the unhappiness in his heart instantly dissipated. There is such a strong person to join the Akatsuki organization. Then they knew that the organization became stronger in an instant. Just the chakra that burst out from the other side, according to the power, he can feel that it is much stronger than their teacher, Jiraiya. Originally, there was no position of deputy chief. How about setting up a position of deputy leader for the opponent? Why not pick up a strong person for nothing? Forget the deputy leader, I don't have much interest in the position of the deputy leader. 99. I should still be the military advisor of the Shao organization. Everyone will be their own from now on. Everyone can call me Zug Military Sergeant. Uchiha Qiye took out a feather fan out of nowhere, put it back with one hand, and fanned it gently with the other, completely different from the terror that erupted just now. The current Uchiha Qiye, in their opinion, is a little more graceful. Simply put, just one word, handsome, but there is no way. This is the truth. Advertisement Uchiha Qiye is indeed a handsome batch. Subsequently, Akatsuki also tidied up a little here. When Uchiha Qiye chakra broke out, he threw some things all over the place. After cleaning up, the place was a little cleaner. Then, the meeting organized by Akatsuki began. This was initiated at the request of Uchiha Qiye, and it was necessary to revise the core concept of the Shao organization. Zug. Military advisor, tell me what you think about the core idea of Shao organization. 99. Yahiko smiled awkwardly and said, although the other party reprimanded his core concept, the other party's remarks are indeed reasonable. Senju Hashirama has always done that, and it has failed. He who doesn't even have the strength of Senju Hashirama is doomed to fail. So, he wanted to hear what the other side had to say. The following opinion is to completely revise the core concept of the Shao organization. 35. Uchiha Qiye fanned the feather fan and said slowly. Master Zub, please speak. Yahiko said. Now that he is powerless to save it, it is better to listen to the other party's thoughts obediently. The first point of the core concept is to crush the enemy with absolute strength. If you can fight in a group, you will never go head to head. If you can sneak attack, you will never be confrontational. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Yahiko, Nagato, Konan, other members of Shao's organization. What a shameless core idea. Looking at your appearance, it seems that you don't understand my core concept. It's really stupid and hopeless. Uchiha Qiye fanned his feather fan and shook his head helplessly. Do you really think this ninja world is so upright? But, Sergeant Zub, this is really... A member of Shao's organization was a little embarrassed to say the following words, because this core concept is too shameless. They know that the organization is a justice-oriented organization. How can they do such a shameless thing? Katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot seeking flowers. Isn't this pushing yourself down? Advertisement. Others feel the same way as this person. They know how to organize and are upright. How can you do such a shameless thing? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Stupid. It's just beyond stupid. Uchiha Qiye looked at these people very angrily and said. You think you are a charitable organization, and it is upright and bright. We are an organization with a righteous face. When facing some dark enemies, the other party will not tell you any morality. Do you think the enemy will fight you one-on-one? Fight for a win or lose, and then surrender to the loser? 99. 0. Impossible. As far as you think, if I hadn't come, your organization would have been directly besieged and suppressed within a few years. 99. Uchiha Qiye said loudly. A group of people refuted intentionally, but when they thought of their own personal experiences, they were too embarrassed to say some rebuttals because they didn't say it. Uchiha Qiye is right. The members of Akatsuki's organization are not only Yahiko, Nagato, and Konan, who have never experienced social beatings. Other members of the organization have more or less experienced it. Know what the world is like. As Uchiha Qiye said, the enemy will not tell you any morals. And the enemy will also use many insidious means you can't think of to deal with you. So, that's it. Then I only have one idea, and that is to kill you directly. They are all enemies. As for how to kill you, then I don't care what method is dirty or not, insidious or not, shameless or shameless, as long as I can get rid of you, I will win. After all, you talk about my shamelessness in the coffin, and I happily talk about your idiot above. Talking about fairness and morality to the enemy is definitely a very stupid thing. Reason. Chapter 141. Set a small goal and conquer Rain Shinobi Village. 4. Subscribe. Everything, life comes first. If life is gone, then there is nothing. You don't want to be in the future. After you die, your wife will snuggle up in someone else's arms, spend your death pension, and beat your baby. My core concept is this first. 35. Please remember everyone. Don't be impatient, and don't think about things that are in the limelight, unless you have the strength of me. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. His words make other people's faces turn green. The wife is snuggled in someone else's arms, her pension is not used, and her baby is beaten. If that's the case, they are absolutely dead. General Zub is right. Good, wonderful, perfect, so perfect, I agree 1,000,000 times. Before Yahiko and others said anything like 730, other members of the organization took the lead in applauding and appreciating the core concept. Seeing Yahiko and others are a little dumbfounded. Not really. This idea is not at all grand. Compared with his idea, it is not at all grand. Why do you guys agree so much? He was incomprehensible, but the other members of Akatsuki's organization agreed. After all, when you become a ninja and join an organization, isn't it just to have a better future and make more money? As the saying goes, the world is bustling, all come for the benefit, and the world is bustling, all go for the benefit. Uchiha Kai's words were spoken in their hearts. Life is the most important thing. If there is a little sadness in life, it is that people die and the money has not been spent. That's the saddest thing in life, people are dead. The money is not spent. Her own woman is still snuggling in the arms of others. The other party also spent the money he had worked so hard to earn, and the other party was still playing with his baby. This thought, it makes the scalp feel numb, impossible. Advertisement. They absolutely cannot let this happen. Master Zub, what is the second core idea? 35. Someone asked. Good question. Uchiha Qiye leaned back slightly, fanned lightly with a feather fan in his hand, and said with a smile. The second core concept, we can't just think about cooperating with Rain Shinobi Village, we have to preemptively set a small goal, conquer Rain Shinobi Village, and let us live a better life. 9. Let the people of Rain Shinobi Village live a better life. Rain Shinobi Village, it's been a long time, Uchiha Qiye said. As soon as the words are finished, the applause of the other members of the Shao organization was presented again, not because of others, but because Uchiha Qiye understood them, and what he said was too reasonable. At the beginning, they thought they had joined a great organization. But, after joining, it's been so hard, don't you see that they still live in this cave? This is enough to prove everything. Organization costs are tight. They want to enjoy, but they can't. Too poor. For a better life, they must support the Zug villager. My philosophy is these two. Now, I will set a small goal for our Akatsuki organization, just conquer Rain Shinobi village and let Hanzo step down. He is no longer fit to be the leader of this village. In the future, Rain Shinobi village will be decided by our Akatsuki organization. Uchiha Qiye waved his hand and said loudly. This statement came out. Good. 99 Yahiko couldn't help but said aloud, at this point. He is deeply aware. Rain Shinobi village, it's really been a long time ago. Their country of Rain is indeed a small country, but it was the most chaotic during the First Ninja War. After the end of the First Ninja War, although there were many things in the country of Rain, it was considered peaceful. Hanzo suddenly declared war on other countries as the leader of Rain Shinobi village. Then, the Second Ninja World War was thus started. Advertisement. It can be said that Hanzo directly ignited the fuse of the Second Ninja World War. Boom. The Second Ninja World War exploded, and the result is Rain Shinobi village is reduced to a battlefield. The country of Iron, the country of Fire, and the country of Wind have all attacked the country of Rain. Hanzo is handsome, and he has defeated all countries, making him famous in this ninja world, and he also won the title of demigod. But it is the people in the land of Rain who suffer. War started. Moment. A large number of people in the land of Rain were displaced. Some people lost their homes, some people were robbed by people from other villages and lost their property, and some people were attacked by other countries and lost their lives. In a variety of terms, all these sins must be traced back to Hanzo. After all, it was the other side who started the war first. Broke the order. Those who disrupt the order are often cast aside by others. Ding. Host is successful in pretending to force point plus 999. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan plus 333, E-level monster power plus 666. Ding. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, 2441 100.0000. The experience is not full, please try to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Ding. E-level strange power, 666 tenths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get D-level strange power, 656 100ths. Ding. D-level strange power, 656 100ths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get C-level strange power, 556 1000ths, 35. The system beep sounded. Not to mention the distribution of loading points obtained by the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but his ninjutsu, weird power, was directly upgraded from E-level to C-level 2.9 under the impact of this wave. In Uchiha Kai's mind, the control of the weird power is much more. This wave of force, it is worth pretending, meeting. Still going. Otherwise, I won't say more. Next, start discussing how to conquer Rain Shinobi village, 35. We strive to make the Akatsuki organization stronger in 1 month, and completely take down Rain Shinobi village in 2 months, 5. I've finished speaking. Who is in favor and who is against? Uchiha Qiye stroked the feather fan and said slowly. No one in the room objected, because the sense of oppression of the Zug village man is too strong. I feel that whoever dares to speak now will be beaten the next moment. Chapter 142. Start the Land of Rain. 5. Subscribe. I have no opinion. Satisfied, very satisfied. Master Zug is right. 5. Applause. 35. Everyone expressed their support, but they did not support. They were worried that they would be beaten. But those present did not have any psychological resistance to the proposal of the Zug village master, because they felt that the other party was indeed right. Then, Uchiha Qiye joined the first organizational meeting organized by Shao, and this is the end. In the end, it's a bit of a happy ending. At least in his opinion, he is very satisfied. A few days later, Akatsuki's secret base has also changed. Simply put, they moved. Uchiha Qiye said that he couldn't live there anymore, so he took a time to find a suitable location, directly used wood-style 4-pillar house technique, and then built a very luxurious house. Live in with everyone. People just feel cool. Since joining the Shao organization, his 14-year-old's life has not been so good. But it's different now. With the addition of the military advisor Zug, everything has changed. Even the place to live is much better. And Uchiha Qiye also cooked some meals, and then, they were astonished. They had never eaten such a delicious meal, and then thought about the meals before Zug Sergeant joined the Shao organization. Excuse me. Say something ugly. Dogs really don't eat it. Akatsuki's training camp has also started, as the military division of Shao organization. Naturally, Uchiha Qiye must be qualified to hold this position, to make the Shao organization even stronger. What is essential is training, although the Akatsuki organization has some members. But the strength of these people is just average. Most of them are due to the strength of Chunin, but in the ninja world, most of the ninja's strength is at the Chunin level, reaching the Jonin level, and there are only hundreds of people in the great ninja village. Advertisement in the small ninja village. To have more than 10 Jonin, it would be very awesome. It is precisely because these people are only at the Chunin level that they will join the Shao organization, because, if it were Jonin, who would still be with you little rascals? Right. So, Uchiha Qiye felt that it was necessary for him to improve the strength of the Shao organization. Otherwise, just take Yahiko, Nagato, Conan 3 Jonin level, plus this little Chunin level guy. If you want to conquer Rain Shinobi Village, it is estimated that he will have to rely on him alone. But the purpose of helping Xiao's organization win Rain Shinobi Village is just that he plans to pretend to be a big guy. He will be leaving sooner or later. You can't just leave a bunch of mess to them after you're done pretending. Uchiha Qiye said this is unethical. If so, even if he won Rain Shinobi Village, it is estimated that when he leaves the fire, the Akatsuki organization does not have the strength to suppress Rain Shinobi Village, and it will be turned against sooner or later. If this happens, that Xiao organization estimates that there is only one end. Let's be stabbed to death by Rain Shinobi Village. So, it is imperative to enhance the strength of these people. Being a super cage level, although it was said that they couldn't make their chakra break through in an instant, there was no problem in making these people's strength slightly improved by pointing at each other. A super cage level guidance, the effect is naturally needless to say. These people, under the guidance of Uchiha Qiye, have grown by leaps and bounds. That's half a month. The strength has reached the peak of Chunin. There are even some individual people who, through the cooperation of ninjutsu, can display a combination of ninjutsu, and can burst into Jonin level strength, but this is only temporary. The iron has to be hard on its own. If they want to really enter the Jonin level strength, they must make their chakra reach the peak of the Chunin level and then break through. Okay, everyone, it's up to today. From now on, our Xiao organization will officially dispatch, towards our goal, take Rain Shinobi Village and set off. Uchiha Qiye held a feather fan and said to the members of the Akatsuki organization in front of him. Ow! These people also howled. It really makes blood boil. Take down Rain Shinobi Village, be your own boss, and let the trash Hanzo get out. Advertisement, from now on, you will be divided into 3 groups, led by the leader Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato. Uchiha Qiye set his sights on these people. Although he said that there were few people, there were still 6 people, allocated to Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato to lead the team. So, just right. But Uchiha Qiye still felt the shortage of manpower. If not for few people, no matter what, Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato had to arrange dozens or hundreds of people each. But currently, there is no way to do it, you can only make do with it. First of all, our first target is here. Uchiha Qiye held a feather fan and pointed to a certain location on the map of the Land of Rain. That position is more inclined to the position of the Land of Fire and the Land of Grass. Master Zug, isn't this place too remote? 35 someone asked. The location on the map is indeed a bit remote. Although it is said that the Second Ninja World War is completely over, the consequences of the war are not so easy to recover. When the country of Rain was reduced to a battlefield. In addition to the central location of the Rain country at 730, too many villagers in the surrounding villages of the Rain country had accidents, and most of the villagers directly became refugees and became homeless. So, as people in the Land of Rain, they are very aware of the situation in the Land of Rain, and they also know that the place Zug's military advisor is referring to is really relatively remote and not a good place. To occupy such a place, they feel that there should be no need for this at all. Hey, don't look so narrow. Uchiha Qiye sighed heavily and continued. In other words, with my strength, I can directly kill Hanzo and let the Xiao organization dominate the country of Rain, but what's the use of this? 99. This is just my personal achievement, but not what the Xiao organization did. If only I did. Do you think these people believe in me, Zug village husband, or the Xiao organization? Do you know, if I really did this and didn't sit in Rain Shinobi Village, what would be the consequences? In his mouth, he said earnestly, everyone listens. He also understood the meaning of Zug military advisor. If this is done, the top and bottom of the Rain Shinobi Village will only be the military division of Zug. And if the military advisor Zug is not there, then they knew that the organization couldn't suppress the rest of the Rain Shinobi Village. Thus, riots occurred. Chapter 143. Action. Start. 1. Subscribe. I was wrong, because I didn't understand the good intentions of Sergeant Zug. Master Zug, please accept my knee. Zug military commander Gao Yi. The members of Xiao's organization apologized one after another. Okay, you can understand, that's it. Uchiha Qiye turned around, stroked the feather fan, and said. He almost couldn't help showing his flaws, as for what he just said. In fact, it's just a reasonable excuse, his real thoughts. The purpose is to make the scene as grand as possible, and when the time comes, when the final battle is over, he will stand up and pretend a bit, that way, he won't be able to gain a lot of pretense points. A look at these people who really feel guilty for what he just said. He was a little embarrassed, I almost couldn't help laughing. So deceitful. Cough cough. Uchiha Qiye coughed lightly and brought back the state of everyone. Next, let's talk about our first steps in how we conquered Rain Shinobi Village. I said it just now. Our first goal is this small village. Although it is small, it is enough for our current Xiao organization. After taking this small village, we slowly occupied the village of Rain Country, which is close to the borders of the 3 countries. The country of grass, the country of fire, and the country of river. Of course, the action must be fast, otherwise if the action is slow, Hanzo's people will find out, and the other party will definitely send people to surround and kill us. 35. That BCH will show no mercy to anyone who threatens his status. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. However, Master Zug, we have seen Hanzo before. He once saw the battle between Hanzo and Konoha's Sannin. After Hanzo defeated Sannin, he let them go. I think he shouldn't be so insidious. Otherwise, after we expand the territory of our Shao organization, we will meet the other party. Yahiko spoke suddenly. But after looking at Uchiha Kai's eyes that looked like an idiot, his voice became smaller and smaller until he couldn't hear it. The rest of the words, he did not continue to say. I really don't know whether to call you naive or stupid. Uchiha Qiye shook his head and sighed helplessly. Yahiko, this brain. It was not that he had never seen such a person. Good idea. But it is too naive. But, advertisement. At present, the other party is regarded as the leader of Shao's organization, and he can also be regarded as his immediate boss, although it is said that the leader of the other party is optional. But, anyway, give each other some face. Since you have such a naive idea, then I will give you a chance in the future, and then I will let you recognize how dark this world is. But now, I am the military counselor of the Shao organization, everything, listen to me. Uchiha Qiye said in a tough tone, it's all for coercion. He must not let the situation out of his control. Everything is at the command of General Zub. Yahiko also smiled awkwardly and said. Very good. Uchiha Qiye also nodded, looking at the people in front of him, said. Next, prepare for action, and strive to take down this small village within one day. Uchiha Qiye gave orders to these people. All of this is from you. Ahem, it's all for the Shao organization. Then, Shao organization and others took action. Rain country. Not so big. Compared with the country of fire, it is simply a small place. The last time Uchiha Qiye, Jiraiya and others went to the border of the country of fire, it took a long time, but it took a lot of time to act in the country of rain. That's 2 hours. Akatsuki's group arrived at their destination. The reason is simple, because ninjas, really, fast. Very fast. Not fast. Certainly, the speed here is just the speed. Hard to say. That's the speed of the body flicker technique. Under the guidance of Uchiha Qiye, everyone deeply realized the importance of body flicker technique, especially Uchiha Kai's own body flicker technique has been upgraded to a level and evolved into Fenglei body flicker technique. Point out their D-level body flicker technique, it is as easy as a college student came to teach kindergarten students to learn addition and subtraction. And so quick to get here, it is also because of the speed of Uchiha Qiye and others, which is very fast. Say without hesitation. As far as the speed of a ninja, even a genin who uses the body flicker technique proficiently, is twice as fast as an ordinary person who has to force the other person to pedal at full speed. Advertisement. The speed of Chunin's full use of the body flicker technique to sprint is even better than the speed of a battery car. Jonin and cage level, not to mention, for ninjas. This speed is sustainable. After all, for bicycles, people consume physical strength, battery cars consume electricity, and cars consume gasoline. That's for ninjas. Their consumables are chakra. When chakra has not bottomed out, this amazing speed has been sustainable. Don't look at their speed, but if they were to really talk about it, their journey was not short at all. This remote village, the population is not particularly large. But, not much at all. Uchiha Qiye sent someone to investigate here a long time ago. There are hundreds of refugees here, plus the original residents here. About more than 500 people, but, it's just a small village. Population, not much. As far as the villagers of Konoha are concerned, there are hundreds of thousands of people. Here, it is not the center of the country of fire, like Konoha village, this is not the center of the country of rain, it is just the edge of the country of rain. The land of rain is really a place where there are many people. It is Rain Shinobi village, then, Jiao Hao, gradually spread over. Subsequently, gradually decrease. Zub advisor, we have surveyed, here are the 3 genins who are stationed in this village by Hanzo of Rain Shinobi village. We can do it at any time. A member of Akatsuki's organization who had just gone out to investigate the situation stood up and said. Well done. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the other party with admiration and nodded, and the latter was also excited after hearing it. Is there anything more exciting than Zub's admiration for himself? The answer is, no, now, everyone obeys my orders. Start to act. Uchiha Kai's order was directly issued, and in an instant, the 3 teams rushed towards the village. They had to obey Zub's command absolutely, because it was not only for the Shao organization, but also for them. Own. Chapter 144. Respectfully invite Zub military advisor. 2. Subscribe. In the village, in a tavern, small business, but there were a few very loud voices in this tavern. It was the guests at a table of 3 who were drinking wine, and their voices were very loud. In almost the entire tavern, the voices of these 3 people reverberated. And in this tavern, there are many guests, but these people have fear, hatred, timidity, disgust, and many other emotions in their eyes. After looking up at these 3 people, they quickly lowered their heads and stopped looking at them. Drank the wine at the table without saying a word. And these 3, they have something unifying about them. That is on their heads, with the forehead protector of their Rain Shinobi village, the land of rain. The 3, it's all Rain Shinobi, come on, bring me the wine. One of them, Rain Shinobi, threw the finished wine bottle on the ground and shouted loudly to the owner of the tavern, looking drunk. Come. There was a slight trembling in the tavern owner's voice, and he was also very scared. Afraid that the other party will take action on them. After all, the opponent is a ninja, and they are just civilians. He even 747 hurriedly brought the drink up politely, and the speed was not slow at all. What about your wife? Let your wife come out to drink with us. A ranged shinobi said suddenly. These words directly made the tavern owner kneel. Lord Ninja, let go of my wife, ladies and gentlemen, I'll invite you, the tavern owner said humbly. But, the group of ranged shinobi obviously didn't want to let him go. Boom. One of them, ranged shinobi, suddenly shot, knocking the tavern owner to the ground. It's the most basic way that we eat with you, and we want you to be exempt? Don't you call your wife here? I'll chop off your hand as punishment today? Let you untouchables know that here we are God. Those who don't listen to us will die. One ranged shinobi looked drunk, but the movements in his hands were not soft at all. With one punch, the tavern owner's nose bleeds, and one of his teeth was broken. As soon as he speaks, the surrounding guests also clenched their fists and breathed heavily. They were angry at the other party's behavior. No, it should be anyone who has a little sense of justice in their hearts. They will see this scene. Anger. But, as soon as that ranged shinobi spoke, the other two ranged shinobi beside him also helped by setting up the tavern owner and pressing it directly on the table. And the ruthless ranged shinobi also pulled the katana from its scabbard. Senhan's blade flashed in a flash. The guests in this tavern loosened their clenched fists again, and fear spread from their hearts. Afraid. This is not the first time these three ranged shinobi have done it. That's it. They were even more afraid of these ranged shinobi. When the other party came, they said they were sent to protect their village. But, if only that were the case, at the beginning. The behavior of these people has not surpassed anything. But later, over time, the nature of these three ranged shinobi seems to be directly exposed. They eat and drink in the village for free, and sometimes, if they see a slightly beautiful woman in the village, they will directly kidnap them. The result is naturally self-evident. Opponents' behavior. Naturally, some people resisted. But the result is often one, and that is death. Get killed by these ranged shinobi. Courage. Overwhelmed by fear. For these ninjas with superhuman-like powers, their only choice is to let the other party do evil, and they can only choose to bear it. Want to resist, but afraid, in the end, chose silence. A long time. These people have also begun to collect various fees, just like hooligans, collecting protection fees, and various other fees. Really only you can't think of it, without them you can't do it. Originally, after experiencing a war in the ninja world, they were not rich, but in an instant, it became worse. BECJ. The days are getting harder and harder. Look at each other's actions. The people present only dared to bow their heads, but no one dared to make a sound to stop it. No. The tavern owner was forced to press it on the table, and a ranged shinobi grabbed his hand and pressed it in front of the table. The ninja holding the samurai sword looked drunk, raised the samurai sword in his hand, and was ready to strike. No, don't, spare my husband. 99 advertisement. A woman rushed out and hurriedly came in front of these ranged shinobi, threw herself on the tavern owner, and then begged for mercy to these ranged shinobi. She looked like a pear flower with rain, which made several ranged shinobi's hearts rippling and had bad thoughts. But, it's a pity, the person who dares to disobey our words must pay the price. I have cut his hand. You little beauty, you have to play with us today. Several ranged shinobi burst into laughter. This wanton laughter, like a knife, pierced the hearts of the guests of this tavern. Tired. This group of ranged shinobi, it is too much. Just when they were furiously preparing to make a reckless move. That's when ranged shinobi was about to attack the tavern owner. Sudden. Call out. It sounded like a small voice. But this moment, nearly 10 figures rushed directly into the tavern. Boom. Swish. Boom. Moment. Blood splattered all around. A broken arm fell to the ground, accompanied by a shrill scream. In this tavern, the scene has changed. Originally, two of the three ranged shinobi pressed the tavern owner, and the other ranged shinobi, armed with a samurai sword, was about to attack the tavern owner directly and executed. But now, two of the three ranged shinobi were directly taken down and pressed to the floor, and the joints of their limbs were pierced by a black rod and inserted into the ground. But the person who was holding a samurai sword and was about to start his hand was cut off in an instant, and blood spurted out from the opponent's arm. Pressed hard on the ground. Don't move. 35 Next moment. P.S. During this period of lazy cancer, I am sorry for the handsome author. Today, the author strives to update 5 chapters. I dare not say more. If I can guarantee 5 updates every day, the handsome author can be happy to the original Earth explosion. Yanzu readers, this plot feels a bit old-fashioned. The author has thought about it. I will write it this time, and I will not write such a plot next time. In this tavern, there were 9 more people wearing black and red uniforms in an instant. They didn't have any forehead protectors on their heads, but they were hot in the eyes of the people around them at this moment. Handsome. P.S. The second update on last Tuesday. Also on, Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. Otherwise I'll kill you. Respectfully invite Zub Military Division. Rain Shinobi, who was instantly subdued, only felt that he had woken up instantly. Hearing these people's words and looking at the broken arm, they didn't dare to resist at all. In their eyes, the eyes of the man in red on a black background fell to the door of the tavern, and then spoke in unison. Chapter 145. Public Execution. 3. Subscribe. Respectfully invite Zub Military Division. This sentence caused everyone in the tavern to look at the door one after another. With the words falling, a figure slowly walked in from the door. On his body, he was wearing a coat with a black background and red clothes, just like the 9 hands-on people, but he was still holding a feather fan in front of him and fanning it gently. The strange thing is that the other party came from the outside, but there was no sign of being wet by the rainwater. Very good. After Uchiha Qiye came in, he glanced at the three-range shinobi genin and nodded, which was an appreciation for them. But, seal their chakra and take them all away. Uchiha Qiye waved his feather fan and said, yes. Shao organized everyone to respond loudly, time. Lifted up the force of Uchiha Qiye, followed. A system prompt sounded beside his ears. Ding, host successfully pretends to force point plus 999. Ding. The force point is automatically allocated, and the C-level strange power is plus 999. Ding. C-level strange power, 1555-1000. The experience is full, start to upgrade, 99. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. B-level strange power, 555 10,000ths. 99 per tense point is entered into the account. The strange power of the C rank has been raised to the level of the B rank. Soon. The people in Shao's organization also directly sealed these people in chakra and pulled them outside. In this tavern, Uchiha Qiye, Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato were left. Uchiha Qiye turned his attention to the tavern owner and the other guests. I saw that the people in this play were all looking at them in fear. She shyly shrank her body. I'm also afraid that they are stronger than Rain Shinobi and they will attack them. How can they beat those who are stronger than Rain Shinobi? My fellow villagers, don't be afraid, and listen to what my village husband, Zug, has to say. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. He knew what the minds of these people were like. Advertisement. I was afraid of being bullied by Rain Shinobi. So, also afraid of them. We are not in the same group as those Rain Shinobi. I believe everyone has seen what these ninjas from Rain Shinobi village have done to everyone. We know that the organization is a peace-loving person, and in the face of injustice, we naturally choose to help you. Next, in half an hour, we will execute Rain Shinobi in the center of the village, 99. I also ask fellow villagers to relay this news to other villagers in the village. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Say it. Let's go. Uchiha Qiye left with the three behind him. The words have ended. To go on, that would be forcibly persecuting them. Uchiha Qiye didn't bother to do such a thing. He believed that according to the information he collected, the three Rain Shinobi did things in this village. If sentenced. As long as the people in this village get the news, it is estimated that they will rush over as soon as possible. Inside the tavern. After Uchiha Qiye and others left for more than a minute, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Well, they're going to execute that Rain Shinobi, shall we go and see? Someone asked. What if they're liars? Maybe they're a gang. There are also concerns over the identity of Uchiha Qiye and others. Screw you. What gang? Their strength is stronger than those of Rain Shinobi. For the sake of them saving me, I will go and see for myself. The tavern owner was in shock, but when he heard someone say this, he couldn't help but swear. It is not yet known whether the other party is a gang. But, Uchiha Kai's group, after all, they saved him, and the other party saved him. How could he doubt the identity of the other party? They asked us to inform the others. Who do you do? Someone said. I go. It doesn't matter. It's not certain whether the other party is a bad person or not, but if the group of Rain Shinobi can be executed, I must tell other people in the village the news. Someone stood up and said. Katakana middle. Seeking flowers. After a while. One after another figure walked out of the tavern, one after another. Been fooling for so long. Advertisement. They don't even dare to do things like pass a word. Be sure to tell the rest of the village about this. On the way. The drizzle fell lightly. Uchiha Qiye took the members of Shao's organization, pressed the three Rain Shinobi genin, and slowly walked towards the center of the village. Stage. It will be built soon. Next, wait for the audience to arrive. Who are you? We are the people of Rain Shinobi village. If you do something to us, Rain Shinobi village will not let you go, and Hanzo-sama will not let you go. After hearing that Uchiha Qiye and others were about to publicly execute them, these Rain Shinobi genins were jolted, woke up on the spot, and shouted loudly at Uchiha Qiye and others. But, their words. There is no use whatsoever. The members of Akatsuki's organization looked at them mockingly. Threaten? Really coincidental. They have Zug strategists. Are they still afraid of the threats from your group? Hanzo? We Zug military division is the strongest. Hanzo is a chicken. Shut their mouths. Uchiha Qiye said lightly. When the members of the Shao organization heard it, they quickly took out their things and sealed the mouths of these people. These people could only stare at their own eyes, and they made a sound of you. There was despair in their eyes, fear, panic, as the emotions spread from their hearts. They are ninjas. This time, to be publicly executed. They want to struggle, want to escape, but, under the control of the members of the Shao organization, he could not move at all. They could only be dragged step by members of the Shao organization to the center of the village, where they were all prepared to execute them. Chapter 146. Eat more, billion, a little bit. 4. Subscribe. Village Center. Soon. The three members of Akatsuki's organization controlled the three Rain Shinobi genin, and the others started to build a table, which was not very high, only about 1 meter high. But, this height is already high enough for those who come to watch to see the executed person. The three Rain Shinobi genin trembled when they saw the platform they had built. It wasn't because of the rain, it was pure, or they were frightened. Because they saw the determination of the other party to put them to death. If that's not scary, That would be hell. Woo, 35. The three struggled desperately, making a woo 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 sound from their mouths. They want to talk. They want to beg for mercy on these guys wearing red clouds on a black background. But, 747, this is clearly redundant. Because Uchiha Qiye and others didn't care about them at all. Master Zug, the execution platform has been set up. After the execution platform was set up, members of Xiao's organization also came to Uchiha Kai's side to report. Very good. The villagers are almost here, get ready to execute. Uchiha Qiye nodded with satisfaction and said, actually. For him, he can directly use wood style to build a table. This process can be built in 3 seconds at most, and there is no need to make Xiao organization so laborious. But, his vest is, Zug Village Master, instead of Otsutsuki Beizan. Using wood style's words, it is undoubtedly a repetition of the abilities of the two vests. He didn't want to greatly increase the risk of exposure just because of this. Unexpectedly, these 3 people are so hated by the village. Yahiko said in disbelief. Although it was said that it was raining lightly, he was a ninja, and he could easily see the expressions of the 3 ranged shinobi genin on the faces of these people. The undisguised hostility, hatred, and many other emotions could not escape their eyes at all, and they were seen through at a glance. Advertisement, me too, it's the first time I've seen the villagers hate ninjas so much. Conan also said. Although it was said that Uchiha Qiye almost strangled her when she joined them last time, but time and Uchiha Kai's craftsmanship made her lose the unhappiness in her heart in an instant. Become a captive of Uchiha Qiye cuisine, every dry meal time. She always showed her amazing appetite, which made the other members of Xiao's organization stunned. It was the first time they saw Conan having such an amazing appetite. But how do they know? In the past, just because the food was mediocre, it was enough to barely eat enough. But, the current food and the previous food are completely different things. Eat more, billion. What happened again? Could it be that they have an opinion? Go out and practice. Then, during a meal, a member who doesn't understand the wink said such a thing, and as a result, he was specially pulled by Conan to the match training. This warrior. Lie down for 2 days, it is very sad. After this, no one dared to make fun of Conan for his appetite. Normal. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. What they did is by no means as simple as our intelligence. Judging from the intelligence we have collected in the past few days, these people eat and drink for free, and they punish the villagers for one reason at will, and some are cut off. Some people have had their palms cut off, and some people have lost their arms or legs. What's more serious is the loss of life, and this kind of thing doesn't happen in a day or 2. The villagers have long been filled with resentment and dissatisfaction, and they are just afraid of their strength. After all, there may be people who stand up bravely, but even if there is a high probability that they will die. That's why they didn't dare to stand up, and now, our presence and our actions have made them see that these evil thieves are about to be executed, so they will naturally come over to take a look. Advertisement, in their hearts, they long for these guys to die quickly. Uchiha Qiye said flatly. Yahiko, Conan and others could see the expressions on the villagers' faces, but he couldn't see it, and no one saw his hand holding the feather fan clenched tightly. Actually, this is the first time he has seen this. It is not uncommon for ninjas to attack villagers. When he first set out on a mission, he saw bandits who had ninja strength. But, the opponent itself is a bandit, not within the ninja system. And these 3 ranged shinobi genin. They are the real ninjas of ranged shinobi village, and they are Hanzo's subordinates. The ninjas within the ninja village system do this to the villagers of the village they protect. Uchiha Qiye was really seeing him for the first time. These people, damn it. Nagato, who was more taciturn, looked at the 3 ranged shinobi genin and spoke out angrily. His parents. It was at the hands of ninjas. There should be provisions in the war. During the war between the 2 countries, it is not allowed to attack ordinary people. But, this rule is like a piece of scrap paper. Wars are on. Everyone fought. Who cares about you breaking the rules? So, this rule is placed there, but it has been trampled by many people. These few ranged shinobi probably relied on the fact that the villages under their control are 2.9 degrees away from ranged shinobi village, and they felt that even if ranged shinobi village were managed, they would not have time to manage them here. 35. In the beginning, it may have been more disciplined, but later, it began to be unscrupulous. Anyone who touches the right, no matter who it is, can easily fall. 35. These people just fell for the pleasure of oppressing the villagers and the pleasure of doing whatever they want. I hope they can make you learn from them. I don't want to hear in my ears that you oppressed the villagers after the Akatsuki organization dominated ranged shinobi village. Uchiha Kai's eyes swept over the members of the Akatsuki organization and said slowly, Chapter 147. Cheering villagers. 5. Subscribe. Yes. Everyone in Xiao's organization responded in succession. They all looked at the fate of ranged shinobi. Their hearts shrank. They must not make mistakes like each other. Woo. The 3 ranged shinobi genin also heard Uchiha Kai's words and stared at the latter with wide eyes. They never thought that this team. It's actually planning ranged shinobi village. No wonder. No wonder the other party didn't care about their threats at all. Turn out to be. From beginning to end, they are opposites, the enemy. Since it is the enemy, why do you have to be soft? That's exactly what happened. The other party mercilessly chose to publicly execute him. This time, they're very clear. You and others are doomed this time. Escape. These people, the weakest are above them, and the person who is called Zug military advisor, gives them an unfathomable feeling. Running away from such a person? Can't run away at all? Same. They were also controlled so tightly that they couldn't escape at all. Time passed by minute, around the execution stand. The audience is also getting more and more 14. Uchiha Qiye also saw from the audience the tavern owner who was rescued by their Shao organization in the tavern. The other party came late. It is estimated that he went to notify the others according to his instructions. Let the execution begin. 35 Uchiha Qiye said slowly. His words fell. The members of the Akatsuki organization also pressed ranged shinobi genin onto the execution platform. Naturally, these ranged shinobi genins struggled frantically, but their struggles were of no use. But it's just the fear before death. Everyone in Yuan village. The next is the military advisor of Shao's organization, the village husband of Zug. Today, it is officially announced that the Shao organization is stationed in Yuan village, 99. At the same time, I am here to assure you that the Akatsuki organization will never attack the villagers, so you don't have to worry that after we get rid of this group of scum ninjas in Rain Shinobi village, we will exploit you just like the other party. 35. Now, the execution begins. Uchiha Qiye first stood in front, holding a feather fan, and said loudly to the people present. This is a must-have procedure. Resolve the genin sent by Rain Shinobi village to protect the village. Advertisement so. This village should be collected by their Shao organization. He went to the back. Several Rain Shinobi were pushed forward. They were trembling with fear, their legs were weak, and almost all members of the Shao organization pulled them forward. Woo, their mouths were sealed, and they could only make a woo-woo sound. Shouldn't be the result. They are the ninjas of Rain Shinobi village, even if they are only genin, they are more noble than these untouchables. But at this moment, they were going to be executed in front of this group of untouchables. Damn it. They don't want to die. Where did these damned Shao organization, the other party, come from? Damn it guy. It turned out to be against their Rain Shinobi village. Curse. They want to curse these people who are organized. Curse them not to die. Execution. 35 Uchiha Kai's voice sounded in the rain, and it reached the executioner's ears without any hindrance, and the three executioners drew their samurai swords. A knife stabbed in the past. Puff. This knife, without a doubt, pierced the hearts of the three Rain Shinobi. 1 second. 2 seconds. Scarlet blood flowed out from the chests of these people without a doubt. The red blood quickly soaked their coats, and then, the rain under their bodies was soon dyed blood red. Severe pain came. They could only widen their eyes and finally, gradually lost their life. Under the execution stand, almost all the villagers in Yuan village were cheering. No one is saddened by the deaths of these three Rain Shinobi genin. Them. I have long hated these Rain Shinobi genins. Now, the other party was executed in front of them. In addition to being happy, I am happy. Cheer. There were only cheers in the mouths of the villagers of Yuan village. Advertisement. It's pathetic, but it's not sympathetic at all. 35. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the three Rain Shinobi genins who had already been executed and secretly thought in his heart that the other party was not worthy of his sympathy. This is what the opponent deserves. Use your power to bully ordinary people. Met him. Unlucky for these three, and this time, the execution method. It was also what he commanded. Originally, members of Yushao's organization said that they should be directly beheaded or tortured to death. After Uchiha Qiye thought for the last time, I still think simple punishment is better. The people present here, not just adults, but also some underage people. Beheading, torture and other means are too bloody. It's not good to leave a psychological shadow on these lil brats. So, he executed these Rain Shinobi genins by piercing the heart of Rain Shinobi with a knife. There is no need to sympathize with this kind of person. Being killed by us is the luckiest result for them. Conan said. Master Zug, what should we do next? 35. Yahiko asked. He also has some dependence on the 747 party. Of course, this dependence is only dependent on the brain of the other party. With such a military advisor, Cho and the others can succeed in the organization. This time things. It made him realize that Rain Shinobi village is not as perfect as he imagined. There is too much darkness. There are only 3 Rain Shinobi genin, who are making a fortune in this small remote village, so what about the ninjas in other remote villages? Is it the same as the source village? This made him impatient to rescue some of the troubled villages. At the same time, I was also annoyed that the organization should not have chosen a site very close to Rain Shinobi village at first, and should have learned about the problems in every part of the country. Otherwise, they can do a lot of things even before the Zug military advisor arrives. As for offending Hanzo, just make this country better. Offend the other party, so what, if he is afraid? Yahiko would not propose the establishment of the Akatsuki organization. Staying for 3 days, stationed here, now is the first step for our Shao organization to conquer Rain Shinobi village, so we must lay our foundation firmly. Uchiha Qiye waved his feather fan gently and said slowly. Chapter 148. Buying Land, Black Zetsu, Uchiha Madara. 1. Subscribe. Source Village. After the public execution of the 3 Rain Shinobi genin happened, within an hour, the news spread throughout the entire Source Village, mainly, those who didn't watch, under the bombardment of news from his mouth, it is also known. Almost. The whole village is cheering, visible. How unpopular these 3 Rain Shinobi were in the village. Uchiha Qiye here. They paid a sum of money and bought a piece of land from the village chief. This piece of land is the center of the village. Shao organization according to the words of Zug military division. That is, we know how awesome the organization is. The base of Akatsuki's organization, of course, has to choose the center of the village. Then, everyone listens. I also think that Zug military division is right. Not wrong at all. They are awesome, but, even so. When buying land, there are still some troublesome things that happen. After all, in the center of the village, it can be said that there is a street that divides the source village into two halves. Moreover, the base that Uchiha Qiye and others are going to build cannot be a simple one-story log cabin. There are so many of them. Just one room per person requires a very large chassis. Uchiha Qiye thought for a moment, completely wooden question. Money thing. It's just trash to him. Then, he directly took out 10 million taels for this time. Directly bought the land next to the center of Yuan village. Originally, when the village chief heard that they wanted to buy land, he expressed that he wished to give them the land in the central area. This was also their heartfelt thought. After all, Uchiha Qiye and others solved the troubles in their village. Bring those 3 range shinobi genins to justice. It's just a piece of land, nothing more, certainly. Advertisement Uchiha Qiye and others refused. It's good to take advantage. But, they have just settled in the source village. If they really accept it so calmly, will they leave the other side with a similar impression of the 3 range shinobi genin? Naturally, Uchiha Qiye was unwilling to use the reputation of Shao's organization to covet this little advantage. Discipline. In Akatsuki, discipline is a must. If he doesn't obey the discipline, how can the other members of the Shao organization obey? At last, Uchiha Qiye paid a total of 2 million taels to buy the land. Is it expensive? Not expensive. Compared with the price of Konoha where every inch of land is so expensive, it can't be cheaper. Originally, the village chief of Yuankun said that 1 million taels was enough, but Uchiha Qiye could see that the other party was deliberately lowering the price and was ready to return the favor. But Uchiha Qiye has no such plans. Humanity is used here. That's just a waste, so he directly doubled the price and bought the land. At this price, according to his judgment, it is more than enough to buy such a large place. Just the size of this place. That's 10 times the size of Namikaze Minato's married address. If it is in Konoha, just like the Namikaze Minato house, it's not worth tens of millions. And here, such a large piece of land, but Uchiha Qiye only spent 2 million to get it. Visible. The price also depends on the place. Take this money, and then use 2 million to hire the refugees in the village of Yuan village to build it, and buy half a month to build the base of our Shao organization. Uchiha Qiye handed the remaining 8 million taels to Konan, saying. This, Konan took the suitcase with a look of embarrassment on his face. This time, 90% of their consumption is all paid by Uchiha Qiye, and now, the cost of buying land and building the base of Shao's organization needs to be paid by the other party. It is really embarrassing for them to be the elders of the Shao organization. Don't think too much, this money is just loaned to Shao's organization, and you will return it to me after you win Rain Shinobi village. Uchiha Qiye could see Konan's embarrassment, and immediately said the same thing. This money, Shao organization will definitely pay it back. After listening to it, Konan also accepted the money, nodded heavily to Uchiha Qiye, and said seriously. Advertisement. This also made him realize the difficulty of not having money. She swore in her heart, after, Konan, is sure to make big bucks. Become the richest woman in Rain Shinobi village. Both Yahiko and Nagato listened, and nodded repeatedly in agreement, always spending each other's money, which made them lose face. Konan said so. So, of course they expressed their support. Put it on the account, and in the future, when Shao organization has money, it will be paid back. In a cave in the ninja world. Madara-sama, something happened over Nagato, 35. The half of a white Zetsu is black. After coming here, the black half is also facing the only person in the cave, reports the report. The only person in this cave was naturally Uchiha Madara. After hearing the report, his expression turned cold and he said without anger. There is a person from the Akatsuki organization that Nagato and the others created. Black Zetsu reports, he had only recently found out about this. Some time ago. The matter of Cloud Shinobi village was not hidden from him. When he knew that Otsutsuki appeared, he was extremely surprised, so he went there in person. He met the man named Otsutsuki Yuanfeng, but, although the other party's surname is Otsutsuki, and his appearance is very similar to that of the Otsutsuki clan, but he just has that feeling, and thinks the other party is very strange. But he couldn't find any evidence. Jiao, how can Black Zetsu know? The Otsutsuki Yuanfeng that he did is actually the rebel Kakuzu of Taki Ninja Village. But Kakuzu uses Uchiha Kai's changing technique. Want to see through? Sorry, unless you have super cage level strength, you can do this. But, when the other party saw that he was alive, the first sentence he just said shocked him. Otsutsuki Kagaya, 10 tails divine tree. These words were like a grenade exploded in his mind. The other party. Why would they know? Such incomprehensible thoughts popped up in their minds. However, he could not get an answer, precisely because of this. His mission to monitor Nagato was delayed for a while. Chapter 149. Recruit new people. 2. Subscribe. It's just one person, what's there to care about? Uchiha Madara said indifferently. In this world, the only thing he cares about is Senju Hashirama. Besides Senju Hashirama, who else can make him care? This person's strength is very strong, and it is suspected that the worst is at cage level. I am worried that he joins the Akatsuki organization that Nagato and the others created for another purpose. Black Zetsu said slowly. He himself takes these things more seriously than Uchiha Madara. After all, in order to resurrect his mother, he worked hard for thousands of years. He didn't want the things he planned to fall short because of some unexpected factors. He was still waiting to backstab Uchiha Madara with a hand. Film. Uchiha Madara frowned and continued. Mere cage level, but gritty, not half as good as mine. Uchiha Madara said arrogantly. This made Black Zetsu bewildered. Black Zetsu. 66. 99 I am telling you to make it clear to you that if something goes wrong with this plan, you will see that I will not throw up your ashes. According to this person's plan, the Akatsuki organization has already begun to prepare to conquer Rain Shinobi Village, and I think according to his ideas, Rain Shinobi Village is likely to fall into the hands of the Akatsuki organization. Black Zetsu said slowly. He was worried about such a thing happening, so he reminded Uchiha Madara. If the Akatsuki organization conquers Rain Shinobi Village, how are they supposed to get Nagato to blacken, to get each other on the path they planned? Small things, don't care. 39. Even if I conquer Rain Shinobi Village, I am Uchiha Madara, my plan, there will never be any accident. Uchiha Madara said confidently. Why? Just because his name is Uchiha Madara. A mere cage level interferes with their plans a little, how much can they interfere? Okay. Black Zetsu felt very aggrieved. Gone, all reminded you. You are so confident, Ganbird. If this person disrupts your plan, then the one who worries the most is not you, but me, Black Zetsu. But, his current identity here at Uchiha Madara was created by Uchiha Madara. He is not easy to refute the other party's words. Otherwise, he absolutely controls White Zetsu and gives Uchiha Madara a big ear shave. Advertisement so confident in your horse. If something goes wrong with the plan, I, Black Zetsu, not only raised your ashes, but I also raised the ashes of your good friend Senju, BECJ, Hashirama. But, since the other party doesn't care, so, he could only observe the man named Zug Villager by himself. This is just to prevent other problems due to the appearance of the other party. Just 5 days. The base of Shao's organization was built directly in Yuan Village. Same. They mainly stayed here for 3 days, and then left a member of Shao's organization, and then went to the nearby village. Then, did the same thing as the source village, people from the nearby village. Uchiha Qiye didn't even have to look at it to see clearly that these people just came out of a den of gangsters, and what they did was almost the same. They all became emperors in the village they wanted to protect. The final result is the same. He was caught by Uchiha Qiye and others and slashed directly. This kind of person is not directly killed. Shouldn't it be kept for the new year? That is of course impossible. Afterwards, Uchiha Qiye and others arranged for a member of the Shao organization to be here, and then the others returned to Yuan Village. Their current base still had to take Yuan Village as the center point and radiate toward the surroundings. And the base of Akatsuki's organization was built. 5 days. But, however, there are hundreds of refugees and more than 100 villagers working here, a total of nearly 300 people. This is also the reason why their base was built in just 5 days. Certainly, in the beginning there were not so many people. But, couldn't stand Uchiha Qiye for the time being. So, when they were eating, the villagers who passed by smelled the fragrance, and they couldn't help but come over. They wanted to taste it, but the refugees naturally refused to give it. I think it's beautiful, let's go to the fart. That's about it. Then, after the villagers knew that this was the meal that Shao's organization made for these refugees, they decided to come here to work. The main purpose was of course for this fragrant meal. Then, it got out of hand. Akatsuki's craft of organizing lunchboxes was passed out. Then, advertisement to people who were ready to come to help, come in batches after batches. In fact, all of them were people who wanted to come over to eat Shao's organized lunch. And, in addition, the 3 Rain Shinobi were dealt with by the Shao organization, and their reputation in this village was nothing to say, and they did not feel any rejection of the Shao organization. Say it again. Under the orders of the Zug village master, the members of Shao's organization will not do anything out of the ordinary in Yuan village, and it is also mandatory that they are not allowed to take the villagers' things forcibly. If they do, they must give money, buy it. How convinced are the people of these Shao organizations to Zug military advisor? Without even thinking about it, I immediately agreed. Moreover, Shao organization itself is a peace-loving person, so how could he do such a gangster thing? This keeps the discipline of Shao's organization high. In the base, the meeting organized by Akatsuki began. This, naturally, it was done according to Zug's commander. This meeting is also to explain the next development route of the Shao organization. Have the wages of the refugees and villagers been paid? At the beginning of the meeting, Uchiha Qiye asked first. Master Zug, rest assured, we have paid 3 times the wages as you said, and every money has been accurately handed over to every villager and refugee. A member of the Shao organization stood up and said. Very good. Uchiha Qiye nodded with satisfaction. He didn't want this kind of thing to happen here in Shao organization. The main content of the next meeting is to recruit new people. Uchiha Kai's eyes swept across the people present and said slowly. Not enough people. This is Akatsuki's current problem. At present, Shao organization plus him, there are only 10 people in total. Special. This is a lonely play, even if no one is Jonin. But, if so, you must always send someone to protect the village you conquered. Just 10 of them. Chapter 150. All members of the Shao organization. I'm sorry, we don't deserve it. 3. Subscribe. P.S. The text of the previous chapter has been modified. If you are using the app, click on the directory, then click on other chapters, and then click back. You can see the modified text a few times. Chapters, the number of words is the same, and there will be no repeated subscriptions. The main reason is that I am afraid of breaking the update, so I did this, and I will never do it next time. Prepare a chapter in advance and save it, close black lens bracket. Otherwise, if you want to conquer Rain Shinobi Village, it's just on paper and a castle in the air. I don't know if anyone here has any opinions, you can stand up and say it. Uchiha Qiye's eyes swept past everyone present and asked. Master Zug, if you want to recruit new people, it seems a little difficult. The key is that we are tight, Yahiko said aloud. He doesn't want to let Shao organize too many people? But that is basically impossible, because they are poor. If they were wealthy, would the Akatsuki organization only have this a little bit of people? Uchiha Qiye, 6,699. Hey, a penny beats a hero. In that case, let's change to 2 ways to increase the membership of the organization. First, recruit new people, and invite some wandering ninjas to join our Shao organization. As for whether the other party can join us, it depends on your eloquence. Secondly, to cultivate talents from scratch, I decided to set up a ninja school-like organization under Shao's organization to continuously cultivate talents for Shao's organization. Here, the first village we just conquered sent an invitation. Young people under the age of 25 are allowed to join the training of our Shao organization. If the training is successful, then we will allow each other to become a peripheral member of our Shao organization. 99. Other than that, what's your opinion? Uchiha Qiye slowly spoke out his proposal and asked. Master Zug, are some people under the age of 25 too old? If you want to train juniors, it is best to start training when you are 5 years old. If it is not possible, you should be 10 years old, 35. When you start training as a ninja when you are 15 years old or older, your potential for growth is really limited, 35. Maybe we spend a lot of effort, and the other party is still a genin for the rest of his life. Some well-informed members of the Akatsuki organization spoke up. Don't worry about that. I will guide them with my chakra, although the achievements are limited, but with my help, it should be no problem to reach Shunin. Currently we know the situation of the organization, let alone Shunin. Even if there are a few genins who can build muscle, they're very good. Uchiha Qiye said, know the current situation of the organization. Not what he said. Uchiha Qiye is happy to have another genin join them. Because there are too few people. Allowing one person, even genin, can bring them great help. E.g. a member of the Shao organization stationed in another village, his strength is Shunin. If a genin comes over, this genin can be sent over, and Shunin can be dispatched back. So, wouldn't it be great to trade a genin for a Chunin's combat power? Advertisement as for qualifications? About this Uchiha Qiye doesn't care at all. The upper limit of each person's chakra practice is limited. Certainly, innate aptitude does set an upper limit for a person, but this upper limit will not be completely fixed. Sometimes, with the help of other methods, it is still possible to break the shackles and reach a new realm. Ready to assist some older people with his chakra. This method applies to anyone. Allowing one's own chakra to be transmitted through contact, and then controlling the flow of chakra by oneself, can allow people to quickly learn how to refine chakra and open the pulse. Certainly, this method is very expensive chakra. A cage-level amount of chakra, Moyo, can open the pulse of 10 ordinary people. Normal people. I won't play such an operation, because... Is it true that cage levels are as numerous as dogs, and super shadows go all over the place? If you change to Jonin, it is estimated that a Jonin can only help an ordinary person to open his pulse. Who would do such a thing when he is idle? Their chakra is not too painful. Just look at the empty state of chakra exhausted when Hitaki Kakashi fights against Taudi again. This, not many people want to enjoy it, not to mention. After the chakra is exhausted, recovery is also very troublesome. Of course, this is for ordinary people. If it is the Senju clan and the Uzumaki clan, it is much faster than ordinary people. But, the world is mostly ordinary people. If you use up chakra once, you may recover in one day, but if you are slow, it will take several days to recover the exhausted chakra. Agree. 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 99. A member of the famous organization also thought about it and agreed with the proposal of the Zug village master. Then follow what Zug strategist said. 99. Me and Nagato, and Konan's chakra can also open pulses, and when the time comes, we will also help. Yahiko thought for a while and replied. That is why Jonin is suitable for helping ordinary people to open their pulse. For flowers, in the words of Chunin, it is estimated that it takes several times to open the pulse to help an ordinary person completely open the pulse successfully. No, I'm enough alone. Uchiha Qiye shook his head, rejecting Yahiko's kindness. Advertisement: he is super cage level, chakra is really much. Just Yahiko, Nagato and Konan, all add up to less than 1% of myself. There is no way. Who told his chakra to reach super cage level at the same time? There is a fairy body, although the level of the fairy body is not high, but it is much more than the ordinary super cage level. Master Zug, will this be too reluctant? Yahiko also asked quickly. Don't worry, it's all for the sake of the Akatsuki organization and for the better future of Rain Shinobi Village. it's nothing to work hard. Uchiha Qiye said lightly. Consume? It's not a waste of money here for him? It's just to help ordinary people open their pulse. Don't say anything else. As soon as the announcement of recruiting students from the Shao organization was announced to the people in these two villages, it was still a question of how many people could sign up. According to Uchiha Kai's judgment, even if there were more, it would not exceed 100. After all, not everyone likes being a ninja. More people still want to be an ordinary person and live a simple life. And he is the most. Consuming about half of the chakra was enough to help the first batch of Shao organization students successfully open their pulses, which was nothing to him at all. However, Konan, Yahiko, Nagato, and the other members of the Akatsuki organization present didn't know how terrifying chakra, the Zug village master, was in their eyes. They only know that Uchiha Qiye is very strong, but no matter how strong it is, there must be a limit. So, in their opinion, Uchiha Qiye is the strength of cage level, at most, the peak of cage level. Even at the peak of cage level, at most, it can help a dozen people open their pulses at a time. At that time, after recruiting students from Shao's organization, then it is not necessary to hollow out the Zug military master. The feeling of being hollowed out by chakra, those who used to lick blood with a knife, are all deeply aware of it. It is a state of emptiness, very uncomfortable. But Zug's strategist was still obliged to take care of everything. This made them very moved. Behold, this is the person Ishin dedicated himself to the Akatsuki organization. Them, do not. In contributing to the Shao organization? They don't deserve to be compared with Zug military division. Chapter 151. Don't blame me for flipping the chessboard. 4. Subscribe. Uchiha Qiye looked at these people puzzled, because he didn't know what these guys were thinking about, and it always felt a little weird. Especially the way these guys looked at him made him feel a little unhappy. Last question for this meeting, about Akatsuki's spending. This point will be reimbursed by myself for the time being and recorded in the account. In the future, when Shao organization has money, it will be returned to me. This money is managed by Konan. Uchiha Qiye thought for a moment and said. Agree. 99. Agree. Others have no opinion on this either. After all, the money was paid by the military advisor Zug alone, and who should control the money? They naturally had no opinion, and the military advisor Zug said whoever he was. End of the meeting. The matter below was also ordered by 747. The members of Akatsuki's organization took action one after another. Uchiha Qiye held a feather fan, and in his room, he walked to the window and looked at the scenery outside without saying a word for a long time. After a while, he spoke suddenly. Come out, after observing me for so long this time, is it really that I am blind and can't notice? 55. A person, speaking such words to this quiet and eerie room, whoever listens to it, will feel a little shivering in his heart. Unknown. Thought he was talking to a ghost, but not. When did you find out? At this time. A figure slowly grew out from his roof, like a seed burrowing out of the ground. The other party only got out half of his body, and half of his body, still inside the roof. Look, it will feel weird. However, after Uchiha Qiye glanced at them, he didn't feel anything. Black Zetsu and white Zetsu, he already knew. Make a fuss when you know it. Then his super cage level really has no face. How did you find out? I said I found out when I came to Shao organization, do you believe it? 99. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, I don't quite believe it. Our hiding level is very good. If you are discovered so easily, then what are we? Black Zetsu smiled and said. Swa, suddenly, Uchiha Qiye shot the boss. This shot. Advertisement there was simply no sign. He held a kunai in his hand and immediately dealt with white Zetsu. And black Zetsu. It was separated from white Zetsu in an instant and landed on the table in Uchiha Kai's room. Subsequently, white Zetsu's body fell to the ground with a muffled sound. What is your purpose near Nagato? Black Zetsu was like a pool of black mud. Those eyes looked at Uchiha Qiye and asked. Don't say that. I don't care about Uchiha Madara's pair of Rinnegan. I have no interest in his pair of eyes. Uchiha Qiye waved his hand and said. This makes Black Zetsu's heart skip a beat. Other side. Even know that the pair of Rinnegan is Uchiha Madara. Where did this man named Zug village man get this news? He was very puzzled. What Uchiha Madara? All I know is that those eyes are Rinnegan. About the Rinnegan you say Uchiha Madara, I don't know. Black Zetsu started to play dumb. However, in front of Uchiha Qiye who already knows the whole plot, it's useless to play stupid. Sorry, it's useless. Stop pretending, I'm pretty clear about Uchiha Madara's plans. Uchiha Qiye smiled and said. One listen. Black Zetsu was also silent for a while. Zug village master, what is your purpose? Black Zetsu asked. Purpose? My purpose does not conflict with yours. But, if our goals are in conflict, then it must be you who will step back. Uchiha Kai's eyes fell on Black Zetsu's body, said. Where did you get such confidence, that we have to give in? Black Zetsu said slowly. Why? Of course I know who you are. Big, tube, wood, black, absolutely. Uchiha Qiye smiled. He said the last word of Black Zetsu's real name. And his words. In Black Zetsu's ears, it was like a thunderous explosion, making him stunned. You, how do you know? Are you the secret hand left by Yu Yi? Advertisement. No, it's impossible. The old thing is dead. I saw him die completely with my own eyes, so, who are you? Why do you know who I am? Black Zetsu was in a panic. His true identity was revealed, and at this moment, the Shinsheng he had cultivated for thousands of years lost its original rationality in an instant, and the Zug village master, king, bombed him directly. Yo, Black Zetsu, can't you hold back? I just exposed your identity. Did that make you lose your mind? As the mastermind behind the scenes, this moment is not enough to watch. 99. Uchiha Qiye looked at Black Zetsu and said disappointedly. His words, it also made Black Zetsu calm down quickly. Right, he is Black Zetsu. For his mother, he laid out nearly 8,000 years. How could there be chaos just because an unknown person exposed his identity? It doesn't fit his identity at all. What do you want? Black Zetsu asked. The other party solved White Zetsu and left him to have a one-on-one conversation with the other party. He felt that the other party must have his purpose, and the greatest possibility is to get something from him. What gave you the idea of what I want from you? Uchiha Qiye smiled and asked rhetorically, what? Black Zetsu is stupid. What the hell? If not, then why did you call us out and kill White Zetsu, leaving us to talk one-on-one in 2.9? Don't you think I called you out for some purpose? Uchiha Qiye looked at Black Zetsu, although he said that the other party looked like black mud and could not see any expression at all, but he still saw what the other party was thinking. Is not it? Black Zetsu said. Not really, 35, it's just that I'm a little annoyed by your surveillance. So call you out and remind you that it's best not to interfere with my affairs. Otherwise, don't blame me for flipping the chessboard directly, everyone should stop playing. Uchiha Kai's eyes fell on Black Zetsu and said slowly. His words, it also made Black Zetsu's heart sink. Don't let them interfere, this, for them, is not a good thing. Chapter 152. All of this is to pretend to be a big guy. 5. Subscribe. Black Zetsu. How arrogant this man speaks. It was the first time he had seen someone speak to him so arrogantly. Chilling cold. Otsutsuki Black Zetsu shameless. Okay, I can promise you, Black Zetsu responded. In this situation, he had to agree. If the other party interfered with his plan to save his mother, he would have to spend a lot of time to rearrange it. Very good. Uchiha Qiye nodded with satisfaction. From the very beginning, he knew that after he joined the Akatsuki organization, he was being watched by White Zetsu. At first he didn't care, but today he discovered the existence of another person. So, this time he had to care. Because, he was worried that if he continued to ignore it like this and let the other party do some tricks behind his back, he really couldn't predict what would happen. In order to ensure his pretend plan, he must explain to the other party in advance. Warn the other party. Otherwise, 14 affected by his pretend plan, he went straight to Susanoo and had the heart to kill Uchiha Madara with the Infinity Warblade. Zug village husband, as long as you don't interfere with my plan, I think we can still reach some cooperation, Black Zetsu said with a smile. Certainly. This pool of black mud laughs. That kind of feeling just makes people very strange. Cooperation? Black Zetsu, want to use me to rescue your mother? Are you being too naive? Uchiha Qiye fanned with a feather in his hand and said. You know my mother. Right. Since you even know my existence and know who my mother is, it's nothing. After Black Zetsu was slightly surprised, he suddenly realized. But I think there should still be opportunities for cooperation between us. If you are willing to help me rescue my mother, you can do whatever you want, under the absolute power of my mother. Black Zetsu throws out the temptation. Pity, his allure seemed attractive. But in fact, for Uchiha Qiye, it was useless, simply meaningless. After all, advertisement Uchiha Qiye wants something and can't he get it? Put Otsutsuki Kagaya out. Isn't that getting a mad woman out? And with his current strength, even if Otsutsuki Kagaya just came out of the seal and his strength has not fully recovered, he still cannot be the opponent's right. Just the gap between cage level and super cage level is an insurmountable gap. Not to mention, the gap between ultra cage level and 6 pads level. Then what I want is the fruit of the divine tree. 35. Uchiha Qiye waved his feather fan lightly. You even know this. 9. Black Zetsu was shocked. Opponent's words. It made him realize that the other party is not an idiot who is so easily fooled. But it's impossible, Black Zetsu said decisively. Since the other party knows, his mother and the divine tree can basically be said to be one. If that's the case, then you should know that it is impossible for us to cooperate, so get out of here. Uchiha Qiye said coldly. Cooperation is not possible. He, Uchiha Qiye, is not going to find a partner who has no interests at all to cooperate with. It is nothing but a waste of his time. Maybe Black Zetsu really lived a long life, but to actually release Otsutsuki Kagaya, it would be an absolute disaster. As far as Otsutsuki Kagaya brutal means, treat human life as fertilizer for the divine tree. And the divine tree also needs to extract the life of this world to grow. Don't say the two together. Even a little of it Uchiha Qiye could not tolerate. Fewer people. Isn't this seriously affecting the number of pretend points he earns? And another point. After this planet has absorbed all the vitality of the divine tree, it will definitely go to ruin. How many people will have to die? Uchiha Qiye can ensure that he has the means to survive. But all the objects he pretended to have disappeared. Could it be that he was forced to face the air? Isn't this embarrassing him, the Uchiha King? So, Advertisement: he would not agree to Black Zetsu's request for cooperation. Zug village husband, you will cooperate with me sooner or later. Under the gaze of Uchiha Qiye, Black Zetsu slowly merged into the tabletop, and finally, slowly disappeared. This escape operation. Seeing Uchiha Qiye has some unexpected expressions on his face. Good guy. The movement and speed of this rapid retreat, how many times have to be practiced to be so proficient? Cooperation. Black Zetsu, what you think is too beautiful, it is impossible for me to cooperate with you. Uchiha Qiye murmured. He, from the beginning to the end, had the idea that he would not cooperate with Black Zetsu. Such a backstab teammate, cooperate with each other? He was really worried that the other party would say something, out of his heart, to him. Not long after the other party left, Uchiha Qiye also sensed it with chakra. At last, he also used a feather fan to cover his face and eyes, and turned on the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to observe the situation around his room. Black Zetsu is really gone. 747 this time, he also relaxed a little. Otherwise, it is really unaccustomed to be watched by the other party all the time, even if the two people monitoring him are not human. But, he has also ruled out a variable, all of his plans. It's all for his pretend plan, just to make a big one. So, only then did he choose to join the Shao organization and plan slowly. To know. Under normal circumstances, if you meet some strong ones, maybe thousands of them will be credited, but if you encounter weak ones, you will have dozens of them a day, like his pockets. The gap between the two is still huge. He still misses the war with Tsunade to this day. At that time, he pretended to be forced, and it was just a large amount of income for pretending to be forced, which made him not happy. Pity. Not anymore. After all, the Second Ninja World War is over. To this. Face the current situation. He can only make the layout step by himself, and finally, pretend to be a big force and make a fortune. Think of it this way. Uchiha Qiye had some expectations. Chapter 153. Shao organizes the first batch of students. 1. Subscribe. A few days later, Shao organizes students to be recruited as well. In a short time, the Shao organization has already recruited hundreds of students in Yuan village alone. Certainly, among them, refugees accounted for 80%, and the remaining 20% were the villagers of Yuan village. Among the refugees, the reason why they chose to join the Shao organization is naturally because the Shao organization provides food and shelter. They have no home now, so they joined the Shao organization in order to eat a bite to eat and not to be displaced. As for those who didn't join, it should be that after joining the Akatsuki organization, he will face the problem of death. After all, join the Shao organization as a student. That Shao organization is to train them into ninjas. And how high is the death rate of ninjas, at least? At Rain Shinobi village, the death rate of ninjas is at least 70%. And Akatsuki also killed Hanzo's men, although it is said that this is to eliminate harm for the people, but after Baobuki Hanzo knew about it, he went directly to the trouble of the Shao organization. This, joining the Shao organization, wouldn't that mean courting death? The mortality rate hit directly above 90%. Such an organization with a very high mortality rate still wants them to join. Sorry, but they still feel that their lives matter, and that being alive is the most important thing. Even if they have been refugees, that's fine. Demigods and demigods. Face that person. Shao organization, completely impossible to be the opponent's opponent. Although, Akatsuki helped them get rid of the 3 Rain Shinobi Genins. But, they also want to repay their kindness, exchange favors, and use their own lives to repay, so forget it. A demigod is not someone they can resist, the other is an absolute god. In the eyes of the villagers of Rain Shinobi village, Hanzo has long been a myth. He took the initiative to set off the Second Ninja World War, took the initiative to declare war on 3 countries, and finally resisted those who retreated from the 3 countries. Demigod. Half of this is only half of Hanzo, and the god behind is the god of ninja gods. Advertisement visible. How high is Hanzo held? But in the eyes of everyone in the land of rain, they very much recognize this title. Simply too true, and also, as for the 20% of the villagers of Yuan village. It is estimated that he realized his own lack of strength, so after the invitation from the Shao organization, he became a student of the Shao organization without hesitation. 4. Just to gain power. Sufficient. Their power not to be bullied. They can only be silent when the ninjas trample them. The recruitment of students from Shao organization was also quickly over. This matter. Not much time wasted. Uchiha Qiye was also the first to stand up and create a shadow clone, and then open the pulse for a famous student. The process of opening the pulse was also very smooth. Hundreds of people. He solved it with a shadow clone. The only trouble is, too much time wasted. It took him 2 full days to help the hundreds of people open their pulses. But there are benefits. That is, these people who have opened the pulse through him quickly mastered the chakra refinement method, and, very quickly, they extracted chakra. In particular, they also went through Uchiha Kai's super cage level opening. The upper limit of chakra that can be stored in the body is even more. Open the pulse. This is like the amount of chakra that a human body can hold at the beginning is about a cup of drinking water, and then, after the pulse is opened, the cup is directly replaced by a bucket. This, it's called open pulse effect, very significant. These people who have opened the pulse through him, refine the time outside of chakra, and then train a genin technique or special training such as body technique and sword technique. Fighting power can be formed quickly, not to mention Chunin, Jonin, etc. But, within a month, it should be no problem to let these people have the strength of Genin. Don't say anything else, members of the organization. After seeing that he had channeled chakra to the hundreds of people, they were all stunned. Advertisement. They just want to ask Uchiha Qiye, why do you have so much chakra? So enviable. Open pulse for hundreds of people for 2 whole days without rest. Is that human being? Certainly. When they saw that Uchiha Kai's pulse opening was over, it turned into a cloud of smoke and disappeared, and after disappearing in place, all the members of Shao's organization fell silent. Did we read it right? Shadow clone? It's possible? Slap me and make me sober. Damn it, you really slapped me. This is too outrageous, a shadow clone, helping hundreds of people to open the pulse. How amazing is the amount of chakra of Zug Advisor, 35. The members of the Shao organization said one after another. Anyway, simply put, it is to be frightened. They have long known that Zug Village Man is very good, but what they didn't expect is that the opponent's strength is so good, and they also use a shadow clone to help hundreds of ordinary people to open the pulse. Really, it's so good that they don't even know what to say. What a show. Just you. It is you, Zug Village husband, you are so unique. The strength of a military advisor is really unfathomable. Conan said with emotion. She has been convinced by the other party. It's good that I didn't do anything stupid, Yahiko also said happily. Then the question is, the strategist used shadow clone to help them open pulses here, so why do we have to stare here ourselves? Nagato said something that made everyone's soul tremble. Jiao Mo Jiao. Conan. Yahiko. Akatsuki members, 66, 99. Yes. Zug strategists all use shadow clone to help these newly recruited students open their pulses, so why do they want to watch them dryly here? Until Zug military division spent 2 days? So? What stupid thing are they doing? Gone make up, 35. Everyone secretly said this word in their hearts. I knew earlier. They just waited for Zug Sergeant to open the pulse of these people, and then they personally came over to assign these people to the team. Now, what's the matter? Chapter 154. Blushing Conan, 2. Subscribe, the next few days. Within the organization. Soon, in addition to the practice of chakra, there were also physical training and ninjutsu training. These are not difficult for them at all. After all, they are people who have come all the way. Although the training is said to have not been practiced in person. But, each one is experienced. Think back then, when they were students and were trained by their teachers, it was also an unforgettable past. Now, it's their turn to be teachers, think of it this way. There were also, friendly, smiles on their faces. Next, it is estimated that something interesting will happen. In a few days. On the other side, the village that was conquered by their Shao organization also had a group of people who chose to join the Shao organization as students. Almost the same as the source village. The ratio of refugees and villagers is about 8 to 2. Uchiha Qiye split up a shadow clone and continued to help this group of people open their pulses. It took 2 days, and soon all of them were successfully opened. 2 villages. Together, there are nearly 200 people. Mainly, there are more people in the source village. So many people. As far as the cost of food is concerned, it is not a simple figure. Fortunately, Shao organized the direct purchase of raw materials here, and then Uchiha Qiye personally cooked the food. Even if he made it very simple, the taste of the food instantly conquered this group of people. Who is Uchiha Kai's cooking skills are too awesome. The students who joined Shao Organization 747 only felt that the decision to join Shao Organization was too right, and the taste of the food was definitely worth it. There is no doubt that you can save a lot of money by not buying food directly from the restaurant. But, 200 people want to quickly form combat power. It still takes time to train. Master Zug, are you looking for me? Conan saw the Zug village master and asked, You have worked hard for the trainees during this time. 5. Uchiha Qiye laughed. During this period of time, the people who taught students taijutsu, ninjutsu, as well as shuriken, kunai and other throwing were the 8 members of Akatsuki's organization currently in Yuan village. Another person stayed in another village, these 8 people. Almost everyone is in charge of a course, trying to make this group of people quickly become a combat force in the fastest time. Only 5 days. Effect. Naturally it is very obvious. Significant main reason. It is because Uchiha Qiye helped this group of people open their pulse. Only these days. The chakra extracted from their bodies has reached the genin level qualified chakra amount, as long as they are trained a little more. Advertisement let them use chakra to smoothly display genin level combat power. These people. It can be said to be genin, but, a more important question also arises. That is, ninjutsu, on this side. The leader of the Shao organization, Yahiko, is going to solve the problem of less ninjutsu without disturbing the Zug military master. After all, he is the leader of the Shao organization. He can't even solve this problem. Yahiko has no face. Yahiko is holding this idea and brainstorming ideas. At last, everyone thought about it and took out all the ninjutsu they knew. But, gathered together, for their organization. Still too little. There are only more than 30 ninjutsu in total. Low-level ninjutsu accounts for 2/3, certainly. Not that this is the limit. Conan's paper escape, Nagato's Rinnegan's ability, etc. tricks, they belong to the secret art, just Nagato, it is impossible to dig out his eyeballs and give you one. And Conan's paper escape, that belongs to the scope of secret arts. Even if she wanted to teach, these people may not be able to learn. So, some of the ninjutsu I have come up with are extensive fire, earth, thunder, wind, water, and some basic clone technique, body replacement technique, body flicker technique, etc. ninjutsu. No, I'm very happy that the Shao organization can become stronger, and I don't think there is any hard work. Conan said with a smile. This is the Shao organization they formed, working hard for the organization they created and making the organization strong. Isn't it the happiest thing for these founders? Simply a sense of achievement. These are some ninjutsus that I have sorted out, including the 5 types of ninjutsu, but the highest level of ninjutsu is only B level. Uchiha Qiye took out a few scrolls and handed them to Conan, saying. This was given by some elders of the family after he opened his eyes. Unfortunately, at the beginning, the red envelopes were taken away by his mother. But, everything else is with him, ninjutsu, and ninjas and such. It is undeniable that these elders are indeed generous. BECJ, ninjutsu is almost the same. Uchiha Qiye is also very clear about the lack of ninjutsu in the Akatsuki organization, so he copied some ninjutsu. The reason is because the original scroll had the imprint of his Uchiha clan's emblem. If you take it out as it is, then he will be exposed. Isn't this just telling Conan them directly that he is a Zug village husband, a member of the Konoha Uchiha clan? So, he used Shadow Clone to retranscribe the ninjutsu to other scrolls. Anyway, he can't use it. Advertisement, it's not a bad thing to use it to improve the strength of the members of the Shao organization. When the strength of these people is improved, when the time comes, when the big scene is pretending, he can get more pretending points. Think of it this way, why not do it, all of these? It's all about gaining more coercion points, this. Conan opened the scroll and saw that there were 5 scrolls, each of which represented a type of ninjutsu. From grade E to grade B, there were more than 10 of each type of ninjutsu. These 5 nature ninjutsu scrolls, it really helped their Shao organization a lot. This time, they don't have to worry about the lack of ninjutsu that Shao organizes students. Even, some ninjutsu on it, it is estimated that Yahiko, Nagato and others can be used. Thanks. Conan looked at Uchiha Qiye, her face turned slightly red. For some reason, she felt that looking at this military officer from this angle, she always felt that the other party was very handsome. Do not, Conan shouldn't be that superficial. This time, with the ninjutsu scrolls provided by Master Zug, you don't have to worry about the students not being able to learn suitable ninjutsu. On behalf of all members of the Shao organization, I would like to thank Master Zug for his contribution to the Shao organization. Conan said softly. Sudden, she also felt that it was great that the Shao organization could be favored by the military advisor Zug. Although it was said that when the other party joined the Akatsuki organization, there was a little conflict. But after the other party joined the Shao organization, proved by ability, he is, Shao organization will be able to move towards more brilliance. Small things don't matter. Uchiha Qiye gently fanned the feather fan in his hand and said. For Conan, these ninjutsu scrolls may be very precious. But, to him, it's just a pile of waste paper. No value whatsoever, not to mention, within the Uchiha clan. The ninjutsu that is truly preserved is not the ninjutsu that is given away as a gift. If it was really a ninjutsu treasured by the Uchiha clan, he wouldn't be able to just take it out like this. Since he took it out, he can be sure that this thing is not important to the Uchiha clan. It is really the luck of our Shao organization that Shao organization can meet Zug strategist. Conan said softly. Paid so much ninjutsu, but don't care at all. P.S. The second update on last Thursday. Also on, Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave. Just thought it was a small thing. Such a man, if it were someone else, it's probably already showing off. The opposite of. Still very humble. Such an excellent man, no woman can resist the charm of each other, and she, Conan, is no exception at all. Anyone would be impressed by it. However, here in Zug village, he is not proud at all. Chapter 155. The Grading Measures of the Shao Organization. 3. Subscribe. Source Village. Shao Organization Base. A few days have passed since Uchiha Qiye brought out the 5 types of ninjutsu. Certainly, after he took out the ninjutsu thing and let the other members of the Shao Organization know, it also raised their respect for the Zug military master in their hearts. Within the organization, the training of trainees is steadily in progress. Everyone's learning level is limited, which leads to the inability to be anxious or something, and can only be taught step by step. During this time, Uchiha Qiye called over Yahiko, Conan, and Nagato. The military advisor called us here, what's the matter? After Yahiko and others came in, they also asked. Although Uchiha Qiye is only a military advisor in the Shao organization, in the past month, everyone has recognized Uchiha Qiye. Far more than his leader, even the founders of several of their Shao organizations, in front of Uchiha Qiye. They all feel, it's not so much that they're the founders of the Akatsuki organization. Within the Shao organization, status is very detached. But, from any point of view, in front of the Zug military advisor, they always had the feeling that the other party was the boss of the Shao organization. They are extremely reluctant to admit it, but this feeling really exists. Among the students, there should be passers soon. 35. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. This is also thanks to the help of the military advisor. Without the help of the military advisor, it would take at least a year to cultivate a group of members. Yahiko said. The effect of opening the pulse is so good. But a pity. To play the operation of opening the pulse, you have to reach the strength of Jonin at the beginning, and in Jonin, there are a few people who are idle and bored and will specially help ordinary people to open the pulse. He, Yahiko, dare not say that he has so many chakras, and he can help others open pulses casually. Because that's really not realistic. Since they are about to pass, their removal must be our Shao organization, so I propose to divide the members of Shao organization into several levels. In this way, it is fortunate that after Shao's organization becomes bigger and stronger, it will distinguish everyone. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Grade, that's why he called Yahiko and others over. Before advertisement, it's because there are too few members in Akatsuki's organization. It doesn't matter whether it is graded or not, after all. There are just a few people. If there is any meeting, you will directly call everyone over to discuss it. After the discussion is over, it is enough to dissolve. But now, the Shao organization will become stronger and stronger. There are nearly 200 students in this group of Shao organization students who were opened up by him. A full 200 people. According to Uchiha Kai's talent test, fast, it is estimated that he can become a genin in 10 days. This is a group of people with strong talent. And the weaker ones. With the help of his pulse opening, he felt that it would not take more than a month. So, the students facing these nearly 200 people are about to be incorporated into their Shao organization. How can it not be graded, if not graded, by the time? So when the meeting started, more than 200 people discussed together. One person said a word, and they wanted to say where to go. So, grading is inevitable. Them. Just being a newcomer to the Shao organization is not enough to enter the core meeting of the Shao organization for discussion. Grading? Wouldn't it be better to divide it according to peripheral members and main members? Yahiko thought for a moment and said, he didn't have that many ideas to think about it. Stupid 35. Uchiha Qiye glanced at Yahiko and said. Yahiko. 6,699 not really. Sergeant Zug, are you calling me stupid? I, Yahiko, are also the leader of the Akatsuki organization. You keep saying I'm stupid, which makes me lose my self-confidence. Master Zug must already have a plan for the grading. May I ask Master Zug, what is your grading plan? Conan looked at Uchiha Qiye and asked. Every time. When Uchiha Qiye asked them to discuss things again. 80% of the other party has already planned things. She felt. This time, it will be no exception. It's still Conan a little bit smarter. Uchiha Qiye nodded and praised. Advertisement this. It seemed that a sharp sword had been directly stabbed into Yahiko's heart. Zug Military Division, heartbroken. But, Yahiko didn't care much either. It goes without saying that Zug Advisor's contribution to the Shao organization, even if they are the founders of the Shao organization, but in terms of contribution, they really don't do as much as the other party. Katakana middle dot for flowers katakana middle dot in addition, his nerves are relatively large, and he will not take this kind of thing to heart at all. Master Zug, if you have any idea, just say it. 35. We believe in the wisdom of military advisor Zug. Nagato also said aloud. His attitude towards advisor Zug is the same as that of his two friends towards advisor Zug. After all, after the other party joined the Akatsuki organization, the gradual strengthening of Shao's organization is visible to the naked eye. I decided to divide the Akatsuki organization into 4 levels. First of all, the 4 levels are the outer sect members, inner sect members, and cadres, and finally the core members. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. What is special about these 4 levels? 99 Conan asked. Strength. Uchiha Qiye replied. Strength is the basis of the constant 4 levels. Each level corresponds to the strength of each level. The members of the outer sect correspond to the strength of the genin level, the members of the inner sect correspond to the strength of the chunin level, and the cadres correspond to the strength of the jonin level. Strength. The last core member is cage level. Every level member of Shao's organization, I think they must be given their corresponding positions strictly according to such a comparison of strengths. Of course, some of the abilities are very strong, but the strength is not enough. As a special case, the core members can be assessed, and finally the ability level of the opponent will be judged and a level will be given. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, that's what he thought. Grading. This is definitely a good thing. Just like in a company, there are employees, patriarchs, managers, directors, etc. People often want to climb up when they're at the bottom. The reason why he set up the idea of grading is to let the members of the Akatsuki organization proceed from the top. Strength. Uchiha Qiye is naturally delighted, it's fairer to anyone. This. But with hard work, you can also crawl a little on the internet, isn't it great? P.S. Go up, go up, go up. Last Thursday's 3rd update, also up. Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, soil. It is the basis for giving the corresponding level of identity. Even if you are not talented, for this competition. In this way, talented people in Shao's organization will be more willing to show their talent. Chapter 156. The grading change of Shao's organization uniform. 4. Subscribe. But for now, if we really want to be graded like this, then Conan, Nagato and I are not just cadres. Yahiko frowned and said. As I said just now, special people are treated special. 9. You are the founders of the organization, and naturally you are the leaders and core members. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, what about the others? Their strength is still a little short of Jonin's. Isn't it only the inner members of the organization? Isn't this not good? Yahiko continued to ask. This group of members originally joined the Shao organization. If it is graded down, just put these people directly to the inner door members. He always had some embarrassed feelings. At this point, it can be seen that they are the first members to join the Shao organization. I can arrange the positions of cadres for them, and the strength of 747 is very close to the Jonin level. Even if I don't arrange them, as long as they work hard, within a year, they are still very sure that they can reach the Jonin level. But the core members can't, Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Master Zug, I think you've made a big fuss, Yahiko thought for a moment and said. In his view, it is so. After doing it like this, it is estimated that some of the people who joined them in the first place will feel that it is not worth it. No, it's just that you think too much. Uchiha Qiye picked up the feather fan and said while fanning it gently. The matter of grading is imperative. 35. Now taking advantage of the fact that there are not many people in the Shao organization, it is the best choice to push forward the grading measures. Otherwise, when the Shao organization grows and there are more people, it will be difficult to handle. He said flatly. Currently, there are not many people in the organization. Especially important members, even more so. The current implementation of graded measures is the easiest time to push forward. After conquering Rain Shinobi Village, that wants to push. That would be really troublesome. Then just follow what Zug Sergeant said. Conan nodded. She expressed her support for the idea of Zug Military Master. Since Conan agrees, so do I. Yahiko glanced at his best friend who had been playing since childhood. Although he said that he had some dislike ratings, his best friends agreed. After thinking about it, he chose to stand on the same front. Agreed. 35 Nagato also expressed his attitude towards grading. Advertisement actually. Grade this thing. Mainly from the mouth of Zug Military Division. If it is someone else, that is absolutely impossible to agree to. And Zug Advisor has always been advice, they are obvious to all. So, they chose to believe the words of military advisor Zug. Subsequently, several people also began to talk about Shao's grading plan in detail. This matter, it ended after a long discussion, but obviously, they all got a satisfactory result. Subsequently, within the organization, soon the news of the classification was released. Originally, some of the elders who joined Shao's organization early on expressed their opinions, but from Yahiko's mouth, we learned that this was what the Zug Military Division advocated. They all closed their mouths. Eat people softly, take people short. Such reasoning, no matter where it is placed, it is often used. Within the organization, if nothing else, there is meat and vegetables every day, and the all-you-can-eat meals are paid for by the Zug Sergeant, or Zug Sergeant personally cooks. Each of them received personal guidance from the military advisor Zug. Besides, there are also many things such as recruiting students, building bases, and many other things, which are all handled by the Zug Military Division. If it is because of this kind of thing, go to Zug Military Advisor to protest. They really don't have that face. At last, they learned from Yahiko's mouth that the Zug Military Advisor was promoted to the cadre of the organization because they were the first group of veterans to join the Shao organization. This has already given them a lot of face. Think about these members. It also makes sense. Cadre, not bad either. Advertisement. That's one level behind the core members, also at the top of the organization. Then, these people's problems, to put it mildly, are solved. As for Shao organization students, they are only students of the Shao organization, not even the outer disciples of the Shao organization. How can they have any opinions on the grading implemented by the Shao organization? And in terms of grading, after Uchiha Qiye et al., some special core members and special cadres have also been set up. Just like a special Jonin. Certainly, it's not that simple to get these things. These positions, mainly for those who are not up to the standard of strength, but from other aspects, they have made great contributions to the Shao organization. As for whether there is anyone who can sit in such a position, that Uchiha Qiye is also unknown. But, at any rate, it can be regarded as a little hope for those who are lacking in ninja talent. Certainly, this hope, it also has to be approved by the meeting of their leader, his military advisor, and a group of core members of the organization. At last, it's a question of uniforms at every level. At this point, of course, everyone can't always understand wearing a red coat with a black background, right? The organizational uniform of Nashao's organization is too popular. So, in his discussions with Yahiko et al., he mainly discussed this point. Then, the core members, the uniform of the organization remains unchanged, wearing a black windbreaker uniform embroidered with red clouds, except for this dress, it is 0, green, white, Zhu, Zan, Kong, South, North, San, Jade, these 10. Ring. Under friendly exchanges. P.S. Go up, go up, go up. Last Thursday's 4th update. Also up, Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. This shows the identity of the core members. Outer door members are red cloud-shaped medals that can be worn on the chest to prove their identity. The cadres are wearing royal robes with black background and red clouds, just like Namikaze Minato's 4th Hokage's coat. The intersect members wore a shirt with a black background and a red cloud with half sleeves, just like Hitaki Tsukumo's half sleeves. There was an obvious red cloud logo on the half sleeve, and the rest of the place was naturally all black. As for the others, it can be regarded as a complete 2.9. Chapter 157. The emergence of graduates among the students. 5. Subscribe. A few more days passed. Uchiha Qiye and others did not continue to promote the Shao organization's territory. It is not so much that they did not promote it. It is better to say that under the current situation, there is no way to tell people to occupy other territories. Uchiha Qiye and Yahiko are the main members of the organization, and if they are considered as combat power, it is naturally possible. But now they are more than just combat power. They are also the instructors of the first group of students of the Shao organization. You can instantly defeat other villages and occupy them. But do it really? The Shao organization will then have to assign manpower to the villages that it has conquered. Otherwise, if the village was shot down, it would be meaningless. So, this is the reason why Akatsuki has not expanded so far. And this time, among the first batch of students, there are already qualified ones. This came and went, and it took nearly 10 days, but the genin that this cultivated only barely met the qualified standard. If you really fight with Omura's genin, empirically, it is estimated that it will be slightly worse than the other party. Uchiha Qiye didn't really care much. Being able to quickly cultivate a genin qualified person in 10 days has already reached the standard in his heart. After, more training is needed for these 14 members. And most of these students are over 20 years old. At this age, they can absorb a lot of knowledge quickly, and it is precisely because of this. In just 10 days, qualified candidates appeared quickly. Advantage over age. Among them, there are also some orphans who are only about 6, 7, and 8 years old. They are refugees and joined the Shao organization. It is estimated that they are only for a meal. But these people are young and young. Under the open pulse of Uchiha Qiye, the extraction of chakra is among the best because of his youth. But they are compared to these adults in their 20s. At present, it only has the advantage of refining chakra speed, and others are slightly inferior to these adults. Adults learn much faster than they do. Ninjutsu, kunai, shuriken, detonator talisman, etc. The learning of these things was quickly absorbed by these adult students. Although it was said that the refining was poor, these people qualified at the fastest speed. Graduated from Akatsuki's students. This is also because Advertisement Shao organization also has assessments for these students. Young. Although the amount of chakra is said to be up to the standard, the others have not yet reached the minimum standard of passing, so this is the reason why they have not graduated from it. Shao Organization Base. Congratulations, from now on, you are the outer members of the Shao organization. As the leader, Yahiko stood up during this kind of graduation, and in front of all the members of the Akatsuki organization and many students, issued the red cloud-shaped medal of the Akatsuki organization to these graduates. This is the proof of the members of the outer door of the Akatsuki organization. Clap clap clap, under. The leader of Akatsuki, Yahiko, Konan and Nagato, other Akatsuki members, and all the students of Akatsuki gave warm applause. Applause for these graduates. Uchiha Qiye naturally applauded without exception. Watch this scene. Inexplicably gave him a sense of accomplishment. The current status of Shao organization can be said to be forged by him. To say who has invested the most effort. Uchiha Qiye stood up and no one dared to argue with him. Because, whether it is throwing money or in ideas, teaching, etc., his credit is unquestionable. In the field, several graduates held the status medals of the outer members of the Shao organization, and the emotions in their hearts were naturally extremely complicated. They are refugees, the kind of homeless refugees. Originally, they are all ready to die in this village. After all, if the refugees want to survive, they either steal, rob, or wait for food from others. And it is that he once stole some food from the stall owner. Although this behavior is very bad, it is all for the sake of survival. But the appearance of those 3 Rain Shinobi genin from Rain Shinobi village. Those who dared to steal or have guns. However, many people have their legs broken directly. The reason is simply because these Rain Shinobi genins take you on village as their territory, and everything in this village is theirs. So, stealing and guns. In the eyes of the 3 Rain Shinobi genin, they naturally felt that the refugees were gunning for their own things. Then, the person who was caught, it was really badly beaten. Some people had their legs broken and some people lost their lives. They were too frightened to steal or rob, so how do you want to live? Advertisement this. There is only one choice, it is to ask for alms from the villagers. It's lucky. Sometimes you have to eat a little food, and then you have to carry it for a day or two before you have the chance to get some food. And some bad luck, it's already cold, so, from their perspective, the emergence of the Shao organization, for them, is simply seeing the hope of living. Especially at the beginning of the Shao organization recruiting workers, providing meals and paying wages. Let them have the idea of living. This also made them choose to join the Shao organization as soon as they saw the invitation issued by the Shao organization to recruit students. And the result is wonderful. They successfully entered the Shao organization and became a trainee. As refugees, they are even more aware of how hard won this life is. Even if it was the wages paid when they built the base for the Shao organization, they were all thrifty, and they didn't dare to spend 1 or 2 more, for fear that one day they would return to the place where they had to rely on stealing and praying. The kind of life that can be lived only if others give alms and go to the trash can to find something to eat. So, they worked very hard. 747, and this moment. The status medals of the members of the outer door of the Shao organization in their hands also proved that their efforts were indeed not in vain. Outside members of Shao's organization can receive a monthly salary of 1,000 taels, not to mention. Just during this time, everything the organization taught them. It has already turned them into supermen in the eyes of ordinary people, giving them extraordinary abilities, and with this ability, they don't even need stealing, guns, or begging to keep themselves alive. Hunting, or fishing, this is easy for them to do. Everything they have obtained is given by Shao organization, which is completely the grace of recreation. Therefore, they are extremely loyal to Shao organization in their hearts. There is quite an urge to organize even if he is not afraid of death for the sake of Akatsuki. Nor is it an exaggeration. After all, before the Shao organization appeared, they were just refugees, and it was too difficult for refugees to turn over. But now, no starvation, no freezing in the rain, no worrying about whether you will die the next day. And all this, they knew very well that it was given to them by the Shao organization. That's why they are even more grateful to the Shao organization. The grace of recreation is as heavy as a mountain, and the only thing they can do is to dedicate themselves in the Shao organization. For the sake of the organization, the liver and brain are on the ground, and I will do anything. Chapter 158. Form a department similar to, Anbu, name it, East Factory. 1. Subscribe. The benefit of having graduates among the students in Shao's organization is that Uchiha Qiye can dispatch Shunin, who had been placed in another village, back. Let the graduates go to guard and protect the village. And coincidentally, among these graduates, there are a few people from that village who went to the source village to train and study after signing up. Let the people of this village protect their village for the time being. This is definitely a good thing. But again, Uchiha Qiye will not forget one important thing either. That is, the human heart. Hearts can change. Just like the three range shinobi genins, maybe they did their best to protect the village when they first came here, but later, as time went by, other ideas came up. After all, the sky is high and the emperor is far away. Here, it is quite far from the central range shinobi village location. A village located in a remote place near the border of the land of rain, they only felt that their leader didn't care much about this small remote village. Then, they begin to act on the undeserved thoughts that have grown in their hearts. So, gradually, it evolved into the situation in the village that Shao organization and others saw when they came. One wrong step. Even in the early stage, the probability of such a situation is very small. But, however, Uchiha Qiye has to prepare for this kind of situation in the future, and he doesn't want to wait for it to happen before dealing with this kind of thing. He wants to suppress the possibility of this happening to the minimum as much as possible. Then, he thought of it. Anbu, similar to the big country ninja village, it is only the direct troops of the shadow. Completely follow the orders of the Shao organization. Core meeting. This is my idea. In order to prevent this kind of thing from happening, I decided to start selecting excellent seeds for cultivation. 95. After the seed germinates, a department like Anbu is formed to investigate the behavior of members of the Akatsuki organization stationed in each village, and this department only obeys the orders of the leader of the Akatsuki organization. 35. Advertisement. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, this meeting. Poor people. Because this meeting is a meeting that only the leader of the Shao organization and the core members can participate in. Even the elders who joined the Shao organization in advance are not qualified. There is only one reason, they are only cadres. Uchiha Qiye gave his opinion at the meeting. I agree. 6,699 Yahiko and others expressed their attitude for the first time. After listening to Zub's counselor's opinion, they also felt that it was very reasonable. To prevent problems before they happened, the establishment of this department was a good preventive measure. Know the original intention of the organization, just for peace. If there are mods in Shao's organization, which is definitely not what they want to see. So, they expressed 100,000 approvals for this opinion of the military advisor Zub. The name of this department is called East Factory. Uchiha Qiye thought for a moment and said, still the name is kinder. This name. Well, since it was suggested by the military advisor, let's call it Dungchang. Yahiko listened, and only felt that the name had a strange feeling, but he couldn't say what was strange. Very good, next, it's time for us to expand the organization's territory. During this period of time, the lack of manpower has delayed us a lot of time, and we can't continue to waste time. At present, there are only 2 villages occupied by us. Compared to the territory of the land of rain, we haven't even occupied a tenth of it. Have to speed up. It's still according to the previous plan, first occupy the village on the border, and then slowly swallow it, and bring all the territory of the rain country into our hands. 5. Finally eat rain shinobi village together. Uchiha Qiye pointed at the map of the ninja world, and his hand drew a circle around the border of the rain country. His idea was simple. In a circular manner, they incorporated all the villages around the rain country into the territory of their Akatsuki organization, and finally moved towards the central rain shinobi village little by little. Advertisement at last. Take down rain shinobi village. In this way, rain shinobi village will fall into the hands of their Akatsuki organization. Certainly, want to do so, nor is it simple, after all. They knew that if the organization only moved a little bit of territory, Hanzo probably wouldn't care much, and it was estimated that it would take half a year to receive the news. However, what they planned was not the idea of taking over 1 or 2 villages and then quitting. They know that the organization is ready to completely take down the Land of Rain. So, sooner or later, the disturbances caused will grow from small to big, and at that time, he doesn't believe that Hanzo will not notice their actions at all. Wait until Hanzo notices them. If that's the case, things will start to get messy. It is impossible for Hanzo to remain indifferent when he finds out, and he will definitely attack them. At that time, it will depend on how much territory their organization has taken over the Land of Rain. There is also how many members of the Akatsuki organization they have cultivated. But, for Uchiha Qiye, Hanzo doesn't care about that dish at all. Jiao ma jiao. I haven't even entered the super cage level. Is the opponent also worthy of being his opponent? He's here to force it. Sometimes, when he had no choice but to act for his own pretense, he didn't mind showing up some strength to let Hanzo recognize clearly what he was called a strong man. Just a demigod, complacent. Uchiha Qiye directly expressed disdain. To him, his opponents must at least be at the level of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. Not at this level. Then make up, it doesn't fit into his eyes at all. At most, it can only be a stepping stone for his pretense. At all, not worth mentioning. He didn't have the qualifications to give him a high look. Chapter 159. Quickly capture 7 villages. Shao organizes students plus 500 people. 2. Subscribe. With the support of enough talents, the Shao organization also began to act. When not moving, it's like a tiger with its claws reduced. But, get real. So, like a tiger descending a mountain, it is unstoppable. That's 1 week. The Shao organization once again captured 7 villages, and luckily, the Rain Shinobi of Rain Shinobi village stationed in these marginal villages almost all became similar to the source village with the passage of time. This leads to a situation. The appearance of their Shao organization has a feeling of a savior, which warmly welcomes these villages. And in 7 days, among the students of Shao's organization, there are also graduates, one by one, like seeds sprouting, they burrowed out of the soil, and graduates appeared one by one. Naturally, he successfully became an outer member of their Shao organization. To this, these people are naturally very honored. The increase in the members of the Shao organization's outer sect was also due to the fact that they were sent to guard the villages that they had conquered. At the same time, the Shao organization still issued an invitation to recruit students to the people in the village. There are 7 villages, and it can be considered that there are about 500 people. Some are young. But, it is estimated that their parents saw that ordinary people in front of ninjas did not even have the strength to resist 747. Therefore, when they saw that the Shao organization recruited members, they sent them over to let their children learn some self-protection skills here. At least, don't be like them. Not only do you not have the courage to resist, you don't even have the strength to resist. This is a win-win situation for them personally, or for the Shao organization. Uchiha Qiye is naturally open to anyone who comes. All of them are admitted to Shao organization as students. Anyway, they know that the organization is currently in short supply. Even if these 500 people, plus the nearly 200 students they originally recruited, this has already greatly increased the number of people in their organization. As long as this batch of Shao organization students all graduate, the combat power of their organization will greatly expand, and it can be said that they will directly become the second largest force in Rain Shinobi village. But, seems easy. Think carefully, the process is not simple at all. Just like Uchiha Qiye, every student of Shao organizes the operation of opening the pulse. Even in a large ninja village, it is difficult to play like this. Advertisement cage level is not related to you, so it hurts to do this? And Jonin, I'm sorry, you have the ability to pay, BECJ, enough money, how about opening the pulse, for you? But how many people can be so wealthy, and casually invite Jonin to open the pulse? It must be too rich. And during this time, Uchiha Qiye naturally won't do anything. Not only did he prepare the plan to conquer the Rain Country, he also did all the meals organized by Akatsuki, and he also taught ninjutsu and taijutsu using the shadow clone himself. In order, it is to let this group of people grow up quickly, so that they can quickly pretend to be forced. The effect is naturally very significant. Each of the first batch of Shao organization students was personally instructed by him, and they were able to graduate so quickly to join Shao organization and become outer members. Among them, Uchiha Kai's credit goes without saying. The most important, or money spending, burn money. This was the first thought that came to Uchiha Qiye after he began to comprehensively train the combat power of the Shao organization. The overall strength of Shao's organization has improved well. But the money aspect, it was also consumed like running water. But okay. Uchiha Qiye, who still has tens of millions of taels in his pocket, said that for now, it will be a year or 2 without any problems. And other garrison villages there. Uchiha Qiye also has to arrange accommodation. Fine. There is no need to set up a big Shao organization base like Yuan Village, otherwise, excluding the 8 villages outside Yuan Village, he can't afford to just build the base. Uchiha Qiye just spent 200,000 taels in each village, and arranged the residences of members of the Shao organization there. Not big. That's 100 square meters. A village is stationed with 3 members of the outer door of the Shao organization, and the 3 people squeeze into a house of 100 square meters, which is enough. But, this also made Uchiha Qiye spend more than 1 million taels quickly. Fine. For Uchiha Qiye. Bear it. Anyway, all these accounts, Uchiha Qiye is recorded in the account of Shao organization. When Shao organization has money, they must return the money to him. As for Yahiko, will they default on their bills? Advertisement? This Uchiha Qiye is not worried. Default? That would be interesting. Doesn't it mean that he can show a plot about the return of the Dragon King? Certainly, he does not think that Yahiko and others will default on their debts. Although these people are a little naive, this kind of behavior, let alone the current Akatsuki organization, even the Akatsuki organization controlled by Blacken's Nagato in the future will not do this. Too low. At the same time, fortunately, during this period of time, among the cadres of Shao's organization, under the guidance of Uchiha Qiye, it is estimated that there are still efforts to make a splash. Finally, another Jonin-level combat power appeared in the Akatsuki organization. It's a very happy thing, this kind of thing. Other members of Akatsuki's organization also congratulated this person one after another. The things that virtue does not match do exist, them. It was the first group of members of the Akatsuki organization. They relied on such identities. With only Chunin-level strength, they won the identity of Shao organization cadres who at least required Jonin-level strength. Currently, no one in the Shao organization can say anything. This is also because the students and graduates of the Shao organization, the strongest, are only Genin-level strength. To a later date, in Akatsuki's organization, there is a time when someone who has won the position of cadre, with the strength of Jonin class. The situation that the strength is not worthy of the position will become obvious. It will cause rumors to spread in the Shao organization. Just fear then. It is estimated that they themselves will feel that they can't lift their heads. Each of them is very clear about this, so they don't want to wait for others to talk about them in the future, saying that they only relied on the advantage of joining the Shao organization first, and they were lucky to get the position of cadre. Some people who haven't made a breakthrough are naturally very envious looking at their companions who have broken through to the Jonin level this time. Otherwise, P.S. The second update on last Friday, also on Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave, close black lens bracket. Relying on this strength, the other party has already secured the position of cadre, and they still need to continue to work hard to break through their strength to the Jonin level. Among them, some people saw the results. In the future, they will be the object of discussion. Because, now, therefore, they all worked hard to cultivate. Chapter 160. Within a month, take half of the territory of the country of Rain. Open black lens bracket 3 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. The strength of Shao's organization is steadily improving. And Uchiha Qiye, it is also getting closer and closer to the plan he planned to pretend to be a big push. Now, the 9 villages in the east have been taken directly by us, and we have now occupied about 5% of the territory of the Land of Rain. But it's not enough. Next, from the border of the Land of Rain to the north, and from the east to the south, quickly invade from these two directions, and strive to win half of the Land of Rain within a month. Territory. Uchiha Qiye pointed at the map, held a feather fan, and said softly. But the strategist, although this plan is very good, the members of the Shao organization should not be enough. Yahiko frowned slightly and said. Currently, the Shao organization is thriving, but if you want to do it according to Zub's practice, so there will be a problem of insufficient manpower. The Land of Rain is indeed small, but only on the map, it looks small. There are not only 20 or 30 villages in the country of Rain, but at least 50 or 60 villages are scattered all over the country of Rain. The largest village is naturally Rain Shinobi Village. But that's what they know about the organization. Manpower is simply not enough. In each village, at least 3 members of the outer sect of the Shao organization, that is, 3 genins, must be stationed there, in order to protect the village. Therefore, it is an indispensable means, that's it. Yahiko felt that Akatsuki's organization was not enough. Although there are graduates among the students of Shao's organization, it is not every day that 3 students graduate. Sometimes, there is only 1 student in a day or 2, and sometimes, every 3 or 5 days, there are 4 or 5 students. Students graduated. They are currently aware of the graduation method adopted by the organization. Actually, it's a simple test. First, a chakra with genin level, and then, let a cadre press his own strength to the level of genin, and then fight against the students. Being able to survive for 10 minutes without, dead, under the circumstance of a cadre, restricting his own strength, even if he passed the assessment. This examination. Nature is very strict, examiner. But it's not just cadres. These people are the future of their organization, so the core members of Uchiha Qiye, Yahiko, Konan, and Nagato will be present as examiners. Even if it really doesn't work, at least 1 core member will be present to watch the graduation exam. In order, it is to make the graduation assessment more rigorous. Can still be. The student's graduation is still not as fast as his conquest. After all, as far as their organization is concerned, in 1 day, if they move fast, they can conquer at least 1 village or even 2 villages. Advertisement. Do you know how to organize students? To be able to graduate 3 members a day is already a high yield, not to mention the fantasy of graduating 6 students a day. It doesn't matter, for the next villages to be conquered, for the time being, each village will be stationed by a student from the outer sect of Shao's organization, and the village will be occupied first. As for the manpower problem, we will send people over in the future to make up for the lack of people in each village. This time, we have recruited another 500 or so students. As long as we hold on for another 10 days, some of the second batch of students will begin to graduate. By then, there will be no shortage of people. Uchiha Qiye thought for a moment and said. However, with the increase in the members of the outer sect of Shao's organization, our monthly expenditure will also increase, and the first batch of students and the second batch of students have all graduated, and there are more than 800 people. Even if it's just outside students, the monthly salary of 1,000 taels per person is 800,000 taels. After a year, they will spend 9.6 million taels. It's just too much. 99, Master Zug, do you want to reduce the number of staff for the time being? Yahiko said worriedly. As the leader, he had to look at things from many perspectives. He knew that the strength of Shao's organization had increased significantly, but the expenditure was also increased. This is not bullshit at all, it is a real increase. Yahiko, now very empty. It took such a long time to spend so much money. If it takes a long time, it will be worth it. It is simply an astronomical sum. The land of rain has not been brought down, he just thinks. Yahiko, has hundreds of millions of debts on his shoulders. Don't panic, this is all to win Rain Shinobi Village. After winning Rain Shinobi Village, you don't have to worry so much, money will come, Uchiha Qiye said slowly. It's a lot to give now. Some of the food expenses may not be included. Just salary. It is indeed as amazing as Yahiko said, and this is also the plan given by Uchiha Qiye himself. For Shao organization, what's most important? Nature is strength. If you have no strength, why stand on your feet? Why do others look up to you? So, these became the outer door, inner door, cadre, and core members of their Shao organization. Under the arrangement of Shao organization, they could get a fixed salary every month. Certainly, this fixed salary is very low. Outer door students, 1,000 taels per month. Inner door students, 2,000 taels per month. Cadres, 5,000 taels per month. Core members, 10,000 taels per month. That's how it works. That's exactly why Yahiko said that. Katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot seeking flowers. This kind of expenditure, as long as the members of Shao's organization continue to increase, then the money that Shao's organization has to pay will be a very amazing number every month. Certainly, advertisement it's not like spending all the time. But, this expenditure must be supported until the Kingdom of Rain is completely won. Take the Rain country. By the time, as the owner of the country of Rain, you can collect taxes, and the business tax will be an astonishing figure. This is not a blow, just the place of the country of Rain. It rains every year. This has resulted in a huge number of rivers, lakes, etc. in many places. This has also led to the fact that the ecology of the country of Rain is very suitable for fish to live in, which also means that there are many fish in the country of Rain, which is different from the country of water, which fishes from the sea. It's here. It can also be said that it is not an exaggeration to make a living by fishing. At least 50% of the fish sellers who traveled around the country sold the fish they caught in the country of Rain. So, if the tax is really collected, it is definitely an eye-popping figure. The tax paid by these businessmen is enough for them to organize and raise a group of thousands of ninja troops. Not to mention, what ninja village already has is mainly to make money by posting tasks to get remuneration. Some ninja villages take 30% of a mission, some take 50%, and some even more ruthless take 70% directly, but one thing is very certain. No matter how you pump, all are earned. So, when the Kingdom of Rain is taken down by them, villagers can go to them to issue quests. So, for ninjas, what if a little salary is not enough? Naturally, it is to accept tasks and make money, so. Teams of 4 for each task. For a task, the village might get 30% of the money, even if it was the lowest D-level task. After a few tasks, the money to support the members of the Shao organization was already earned by them by taking a percentage. That's why. The members of Shao's organization are paid monthly, but the salary is not high. In order, it is to let them realize the lack of money so that they will have the idea to accept the task is completed, and then the Shao organization will be able to earn back the salary. And, there is still more. Certainly, this premise is that his Shao organization will first completely take down the Land of Rain, so that they can do so. Currently, for them, this expenditure can only be paid in advance by Military Division Zug alone. After all, in Shao's organization, almost all of them are poor. Money? Excuse me. We just have no money, got it?